Yes, good people. Big up to all of you, and welcome back to Chelsea's Perspective. Welcome to another edition of the Blue Money Show. Today we will review Chelsea's away win against Aston Villa, a high-flying Aston Villa, currently top four Aston Villa to progress to the next phase of the FA Cup. It was an excellent win. But before we do that, we'll have some news items lined up to discuss. We'll talk about the manager's comments, the Enzo Fernandez feature, Conor Gallagher's comments, and all that. All about the game today. But if anything different emerges news, we will be addressing those. But other than that, I'm going to say good morning to you, and thank you for finding the time to join us for another edition of the Blue Money Show. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, once again, welcome back to the show. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. Excuse me. And I sincerely do hope you're doing well. Without wasting much of your time, I'm going to go straight to getting everything we have in the chat right now. And then when I come back, we'll start addressing the items we have lined up. And we have the first person in the house here is Patrick. Just Patrick, nice to see you. I'm sorry somebody have responded, and Tommy Bryan has responded with the result. Happy bye, Chelsea. And that's Hazard. I like your name, and most likely because of your last name, but both are good names, by the way. Let's see what else we have here. And Hazard, Mr. Hazard, it looks like that's the first time I'm seeing you here. If that's the case, welcome to Chelsea Perspective. Feel at home, express yourself. All we ask of you is to keep it civil. Here, your opinion matters. And John is in the house. John, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Great result for us last night. Why can't we play like these all the time on winning games? And winning games, I hope that's the case. Everything comes down to the manager being, what's the term I'm looking for? Should I say brutal? Brutal wasn't. There's a term I'm looking for. He should make his selections without sentiments, not looking players in the faces, selecting players based on merit. It doesn't matter whether they experience or not, if they can perform. So, excuse me. Select them. It's as simple as that. Reward performances and all that. But that's by the way. Let's move on. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. John, nice to see you. And John, please, as always, do share the link to the show to your Facebook group so that people can come join us on Wednesday. Chinonso is in the house. Chinonso chosen two excellent names, and I love it. My brother, I pray for you more grace. More grace to you too, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the prayers. Let's see what else we have here. We have Derek and Baki. Derek, Mr. Derek, nice to see you. Listen, Mr. Derek, if you're still watching, you were timed out by the machine that's policing the chat, and that's because you probably sent too many messages at the same time. And bear this at the back of your mind. It's not a human being, it's a machine, and it's very strict. Apologies for that. I have been preaching to my friends to bench Sterling. In the first game, we bench him. We won. Sterling isn't helping the team enough offensively and defensively. He just seems as he's playing how do I phrase it? He just doesn't want his priorities not to get injured, not even to help the team win, and that's concerning, really. Let's see. Make sure you all hit the like button from John there. Please listen to John. What a win for Nigeria too. Yeah, that made me happy. The Super Eagles of Nigeria soaring high. I think in this competition, um, there's something different about them. They're playing like they want to win. They're not there to entertain. Usually, Super Eagles of Nigeria are known to entertain, keep the ball. Sadly, again, they like to keep the ball a lot. You'll need to unlock your iPad. They like to keep possession a lot, but in this case, they're just more focused on winning the game, more pragmatic. So congratulations to them. I'll talk more about that on the other channel. Something new I've learned about them under the current manager. It's not about entertainment. They just want to win. Yeah, congratulations to them. I'm happy. Again, my birth country won. So yeah, a lot to celebrate. Next year we're going to win the league. China says, I hope so. And Hassan, nice to see you once more, Hassan. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Who do you think we will get in the next round in the FA Cup? Already, it's Leeds United. I think Leeds United, have they played? I think it will be Leeds United. Yep. Let's see. Yes, we won 3-1. One great, and this is saying one great. One great game. Yeah, we played well. Let's leave it at that. Big up to you on the panel here. Nice to see you, Phil Sips. I hope you're doing well. I'm seeing Lenfield. Okay, not connected yet. Thoughts on Thiago Silva out of the first team? Houston. I don't know the reason why. And Jaka, I'm not too sure the reason why the manager dropped him. Whatever that may be. Listen, we have to learn to play without him. Yeah, I think we've relied on him so much. At a certain point, it's become an issue. So I'm not sure what else to say. So I'm glad he didn't play, and we played well in his absence. It's a good sign. We should start learning how to play without him. I'm not saying we won because he didn't play. As good as he is, there are some stuff about him that you can't change. The fact that he's not 22 anymore, and that can be a problem if opponents get a chance to get the ball in behind our defensive line, and he's the one left to find a solution to that issue. Yeah. So Madueke finally stopped looking like the English Nicholas Pepe and finally looked like the North London Iron Robin. That's another way to say it. In my opinion, he's always been good. All he needs is for you to show him you trust him. Confidence is all Madueke wants from you. Sounds like you need a drink of water, coach. Yeah, thank you, but I'd rather coffee. It's still 3:49 a.m. for me. Woke up 2 a.m. I had to set up and do a bit of research before the show. All depends on Wally Days in the house. All depends on a Crystal Palace game for me. Now, if we play that way in the upcoming game, I will be happy. But just doing it in one game isn't going to sit well with me. Heston, I've always known we have a good squad. We have a good squad. Everything comes down to the manager, reward and performances and all that. I'm not going to say much. Let's see what happens because he's predictably unpredictable. Hopefully, the pressure, the fact that he's under pressure will lead to him not being sentimental with his selections. Just reward players for their performances and we'll be good to go. Good result. Don't get carried away. Yep, we take it one step after another. Nice to see you, Mr. Undertaker there. I hope you're doing well. I hope Nigeria win the AFCON. I have a 500 on them winning. Wow, that's a lot. I hope we win. Let's see who we get in the final. Big up to you, Kachila. Julius Amo, nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're good. One thing I know about CFC is that they may perform poorly in the Premier League, but when it comes to cup competition, their performance is top notch. Check the history. I agree. We've played in five of the last FA Cup, seven of the last seven FA Cup finals. That's not easy, really. It's something special. Leeds at home. Yep. Chelsea are playing Leeds United at home in the next round. Yep. So let's see how that goes. Badia Chile has 106 league games for Monaco, while the City has 99 games for Monaco. Experienced merchants should remember this time. They complain about those two guys pairing together with Silva. Here's the thing. I think the issue is that people do use experience and age interchangeably. And that has led to a lot of times people don't pay attention to the number of games that the young players have played, not knowing that on its own is experience. Let me tell you this. This is how experience works. Let's say you have an older player who's not doesn't have a PlayStation and not good at FIFA. And then you have let's say that person is let's say 36, 37-year old, but doesn't play FIFA, play you can say occasionally. And then you have a 16-year-old, even 13-year-old who plays FIFA on daily basis. If the two of them play, the 16-year-old will mop the floor with the 35, 37-year-old. It's as simple as that. So experience isn't about age. So people use that interchangeably. Once they see a younger player, they assume that player is an experienced. So, but nice to see you, Tiba Salifa. Okay, Bobby, thank you so much for letting us know. My mom supports Chelsea. Her partner supports Leeds United. Wow, it's going to be a war zone in your household, John. My again, yeah, it's a serious war there. Big up to you to Julius Armor. And my bro, Nee Zion is in the house from the Blue Clouds Media. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. This is for you. I hope it doesn't. Yep, Nee says greeting to everyone out there. And my brother, what a terrific performance from the guys yesterday. We know they got it. Yep, we have a very good squad. I've always preached that. I have had other complaints, but not about the quality of our players. But nice to see you, Nee. And if you're watching, if you haven't, from Rich Money Makers to Julius, I know you're there. Yep, of course you support our brother Nee. Bobby, yeah, of course, Tiba Salif, for all of you. Go check out my bro's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Let's help him get to 5,000, 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Just click the three dots to his name, click on go to channel and subscribe. I don't know why he doesn't like to share the link to his YouTube channel. Hi to you too, Rich Money Maker. Big up on the nearly new legend on the panel, and I cannot believe we won any. Yes, we can shut up all the noise. Yeah, there weren't a lot of talks about how much we paid for our midfield pairing yesterday, but more of how well we did, and some trying to put a twist on it, saying that Aston Villa didn't show up. Yeah. If he was close to me, I'd punch him in the face. But no violence anyway. Lemfield said I will be back. I need to connect it to another computer. But in the meantime, please don't overreact because of that. We know Aston Villa, Chelsea team, a manager need an over. Houston, I'm gonna say this: we won, and let me enjoy that. Because yeah, we have a very young squad, and kids will always be kids. I don't expect us to be consistent right now. If it happens, I'll take it. Great show as usual. Nice to see you, brother, and thank you for finding the time to join. This is saying most people I know all support Chelsea or different football clubs. Yeah, of course. Yeah, everybody in the world will not support Chelsea. No tactics, no formation. Punch out. Wow. Okay, Vic, but Vic, nice to see you. He will show up soon, and I'm quite sure he's seen that you've asked after him. Big up in the panel and chat. Well done, coach. Yeah, Angie. Yeah, we won. But it was a good game. It was an excellent good game of football. You could say one of the best games for the current African competition. Really, we beat the strong Aston Villa team, coach. Yeah. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. Enzo is a world-class player. Nothing new there. We've always known that. A lot of people were bashing him, saying some nonsense and forgetting how many games he's played, which has, you could say, at one point he was tired, and the manager realized that and rested him. Chelsea started with 4-3-3, then changed it to 3-4-3. Kiki the ring, nice to see you, Mr. Kiki. I think that's the first time I'm seeing you here. Can we return Mudryk? Mudryk is here to stay. I think he's a fine player. He's had issues. He's low on confidence currently. You've seen what he's capable of doing, but that's just my opinion, coach. Double win yesterday with the Super Eagles through to the AFCON finals. Congratulations. Yep. Osimhen didn't get his goal, but he was brilliant. He won the penalty that that what's his name? What scored perfect, put it with perfectly, yeah. And we're in the final. I don't think we don't need an overhaul. We have a good squad. If anything, we need one or two players, and we'll be complete. From that win, the players we have are definitely good enough to win. I think it all comes down to Poch's tactics. I'm still saying that. And I think the more we have the likes of Nkunku Chukwuemeka, Romeo Lavia, Reece James, everybody ready. Yeah, we do a lot better. Where has Kuku gone? Kuku is injured and he will be back. And he's another player that's made a statement. By his with his performances, when he was fit, we're still in the mod. I think you meant mod. Okay, yep. I suspected that's the case. One thing I noticed that Starling cannot press. The same for our youngsters. They will improve. Yes, bro. I am in the. I am in the building. Greetings to you, my brother. Greetings to you, to Yap, Julius Armour. Let's say please let me say this, please. Let's whether you're on the panel or in the chat. Let's try and keep the topic aligned. Whatever we're talking about, let's stick with it. It's not fair on me to be switching topics like this as the host, and it doesn't. We don't come across as organized when we switch topics like that. I'm gonna come to you, Phil Saves. Let's try and be brief. Just with a minute to two. Before we start looking at the numbers, your overall observations from the game, how did you think? How did you gain that? Why did you think we were dominant? Actually, it wasn't just like we were lucky. We dominated them. We could have won. Let's be honest here. We weren't just comfortable on the day. It just looks like as if we like to do it the hard way. Against Middlesbrough, the same thing. We had to really say you just like to do it the hard way, but let's hear you. What do you make of the performance and
Yeah, big up
win that
coach
one?
and big up everyone
Big
in
up
the
to you too, yeah.
panel as well as in the comment section.
Hmm.
To be honest, yesterday's performance was one of the best, if not the best performance we've actually seen this season with our players playing, because it seems like the team was much more balanced because of how they were playing. You look at the way Caicedo and Enzo were playing almost like together, side by side. It made the midfield much more balanced, with Gallagher mostly trekking up and down, going up and down, and pressing as well. And also, another thing, we didn't have Sterling, because to be honest with you, Sterling hasn't been his best this season, and the fact that he's not as consistent, it just makes things much more difficult for you to keep on putting him in games where you want to win, because he's not consistent at times. He's not even putting as much effort as what the other players are putting, because if you look at players like Jackson, players like Madueke yesterday, when they were playing, they were putting as much effort. They were going up and down. They were even trekking back to come and defend as well. And that's something we need when we have attackers as well, not just someone who just goes up. They lose the ball. They don't even run to try to get it back, but they just keep on, you know, fucking around. So I was much more impressed with how the
We don't
team.
speak French, yeah.
Yeah, I apologize. I
Go ahead.
apologize. But
No, no, no worries.
my
Go ahead.
point is the performance yesterday was just really nice, and I think the main reason why we didn't see Silver, it's not because maybe there's something going on between him and Poch. I think it was more of a tactical decision, because I've noticed that the games we usually play when Silva is always there, it's almost like it makes us a bit slow. But when you have players like uh, Badiashile and Disaz, they are not fast defenders, but they are not slow as well. So they usually progress the ball much more quicker, which gives us a bigger advantage, because whenever you want to play this transitional football whereby you are mostly attacking, you need to play with defenders who are mostly progressing the ball upwards, other than playing with someone slow. And I was much more impressed with how Poch actually did the game management, because he put in the substitutions who were necessary at the particular time when it was necessary to actually do that. So I'm much more impressed with how everything looked. Of course, I know I was not happy with seeing Gallagher in the lineup, but he actually did well. I'm still one of those people who actually say I feel like he's not good for the team. He's not good enough, but at least whenever he plays well, I'm one of those people to actually come up and actually admit that he has actually done well. So that's my point as for now.
Yeah, I'm glad you appreciated Gallagher. Again, he did well yesterday. I don't have an issue Gallagher starting games. There are certain games I wouldn't want him to start. Once there are spaces for him to exploit, he do really, really well. He's just not as effective when teams defend deep. I've always said if he stays, I'm
Exactly.
fine.
Yeah.
If he leaves, I'm fine. There's an excellent player in him, and he can only get better. And more importantly, some people aren't paying attention. I told them he was going to stay beyond January. Beyond that, I don't know what's going to happen, and that's because his contract situation comes into play. But that's by the way we move on. The manager likes him, and he's very pivotal to the way the manager likes to approach the game, and that's something nobody can take away from him. But
Yeah, I
unfortunately, a lot
totally
of
agree
people,
with you.
yeah, a lot of people aren't paying attention to that. And beyond that, numbers say he's been one of our best performers this season, and you can't take that away from him either. Before I bring in Tobejo, and I'm going to get what we have in the chat, I'm going to say this. That game yesterday was one of a lot of three firsts. Let me just put it that way. Nicholas Jackson's first headed goal for Chelsea Football Club, and which is something he's not done too many times in his career. We just talked about the other day how he couldn't score with his head to save his own life. Enzo Fernandez,
Exactly.
first free kick goal for Chelsea, and Conor Gallagher's first goal of the season. It was just that showed you it was a spirited performance.
Yes,
It was a
and
sort of
another thing, coach, I
yeah,
noticed that whenever we have Jackson actually playing, we actually look like a better team, because if we can maybe take almost like an example, you see how Liverpool plays much better when they have Nunes inside, even though when he doesn't score every game. I'm not saying that Jackson is more like Nunes, but I mean like the way whenever he's there, we actually look much more solid, because he's good at keeping the ball as well as progressing the ball much
yeah.
more in the front part of the half, compared to when we don't have him. Because most games when we don't have him, we usually suffer when it comes to holding the ball, because most of our players, they are not as talented as he is. I know a lot of people, they usually give him a bit of stick because they think he's not good enough, but we just have to know that he's just 22. He's only going to get better with time. So I don't
All right.
understand why people actually come and bash him.
Yeah, everything. Yes, and a lot of us see football on a surface level. So let me catch up and bring in the next speaker so we can move on. We don't have too much time.
Yeah,
They need to turn up against Liverpool. Let's see. Everything comes down to the manager's selection. I still think our best performance was against Man City. To be honest, when we drew for I think yesterday's, in my opinion, that's because we were solid defensively. Let's see. I'm not. We have City after Palace. Yeah, let's see what happens. Hello to you to Constantine Dungy. Nice to see you, even though I'm a bit tired. I just had to do that for you, brother. Much love. You know, I love you so much. I noticed when we play Silva was slower, and Starlin, I hated to say it, made us weaker because he couldn't press higher for us. Yeah, don't defend, and also attempt dribbles. He attempts dribbles unnecessarily and gives away the ball a lot of times. Dante is in the house. And to everyone, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with Gallagher is not leaving. We're still in the transfer window, right? Okay, guys, we are enjoying the discussion. Please don't forget to like the stream and also do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's continue. Again, dropping the likes on the stream. Yep. Jackson scored that goal. And I nearly fell off the chair. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. I've just shared this out. Yep, thank you so much, John. That's why you're one of the leaders here. Jackson was there at the right time to head on the ball, and he didn't just head it; he placed it to the left, a bit far away from what's his name, Martinez. Because any closer to Martinez, he would have stopped it. He could have stopped it. Let's see. Yeah, Bobby is in the house. I'll get to Bobby soon. I think Aston Villa were off. Well, were off the whole game. They turned up last 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. We're talking about a team that at one point you could still consider them. You'd be right to consider them title contenders. They've been that good. Yeah, it just doesn't matter. Let's not you say let's not you say undervalue the importance of this win, of that win against Aston Villa. It For me, I don't know. Let's just move on. Enzo is a great player. That's why I said he needs some experienced players with him. Okay, let's say you, my bro, Tobago. Nice to see you, brother. Tobago, let's hear you. How did we win that one? Your observations. Practically, you can say this is your review of that game. Let's hear you.
First of all, big up everyone.
Big up, my bro. I appreciate you finding the time to join.
To be honest, yesterday was a refreshing performance after those two defeats that we had. And then I just want, I know people will say that, put that. We need to praise Pochino when he's done well. We need to criticize him when he's done bad, right? So overall, yesterday, all the players were on their best positions. And then the way we were set up made us win that game. Even the first leg against Aston Villa, we should have won the first leg, to be honest, but we were not clinical. So
Yeah.
overall, I think what we need is to be consistent and then not get overexcited. But what I loved about Jackson and Noni Madueke yesterday, they were tracking back. Our fullbacks were never isolated. With likes of Sterling, it doesn't track back, and then we saw Benchilo was struggling because no one was helping him, right? So overall, I just want to see this each and every game, no matter what. As much we criticize Pochettino, we don't want to see us losing games. We can say punch out, punch in, but don't wish for a club to lose games. We need to win games. We need to build this momentum until the final. This is what we need. Overall, to the next game, don't change anything unless we have injuries. Don't change anything. Just keep the same team, the same momentum. Keep it that way, and then we're gonna beat Palace. That's it, coach.
Yeah, and listen, I think I agree with you. I think we've had this same conversation before. Look, we don't have the luxury to chop and change. Keep the same 11. If you sense it that they're getting tired, then mix it up. Mix it up. We have players that can go 10 games without getting tired. Get the wins first. And that's because losing can become, as much as winning can become a habit, losing can become a habit too. It goes either way, but that's why it goes both ways. That's why it's important. Keep the players, reward performance, keep going, keep the momentum going. If you sense that they're tiring, make some changes. It's as simple as that. I don't know what's difficult there. I'm gonna get to you in a bit, Bobby.
Exactly.
Yeah, Coach High Press Aston Villa. Go ahead. Were you still saying something?
Yeah, exactly. That's the issue with Mauricio Pochettino. Every time we win a game, the next game, he seems to change almost everything. And also, we saw yesterday, these players are talented. With no excuses. We can't say we don't have good enough players. They might not have more experience. They might be young, but talent is there. We can't be 11th with this squad. I'm sorry.
Hmm. We have we Loki has have again. We Loki have the best squad in the Premier League, if not Europe. All we need is just to give him time to gel, in my opinion, and that's why when I hear people say we spend billions and we signed the right players, and I'm not going to get into what the issue is right now, because I want us to stay on topic right today. Big up to you too, JC. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for finding the time to join us. And this is for you. Much appreciate all the support coming from you. Thank you. Let's see. Yep, JC's in the house. My bro saying, bro, what do you make of Stalin's performance when he was introduced? I need to rewatch it. Even if it did well, in my opinion, I don't think he should be starting. We have all the more committed players in our squad. Again, he doesn't lead by example. He's one of the top earners after Lukaku. He's the second top earner at the club, and yet doesn't lead. But it just seems as he comes across as if his priority is not to get injured. In all honesty, so I'd have to rewatch it to see how well he did, or maybe when we look at the numbers, we'll find out here. Great win. The players showed up their pride at stake. You can see that from celebrations. From their celebrations, especially from Enzo. No, it was it wasn't for Poch. He didn't change much. And here's the thing: we'll talk more about Enzo's celebration, putting Simon Phillips to shame. Nice to see you. Maya there saying, okay, just saying thank you to Tobejo. Be consistent. It's as simple as that. We don't when your team isn't properly rehearsed, you don't help matters. You broaden the issue by chopping and changing. You broaden the lack of chemistry, the lack of cohesiveness in your team by chopping and changing. You don't change. You keep play a consistent 11. That will go a long way. We want results. Yeah, Villa were very flat and they didn't show up. I disagree with that. It just doesn't matter. I disagree with that. Here's the thing. I think probably maybe they came into the game with the mindset that it's so that they're at home that they're going to beat us. Because they've been excellent at home if you've been following their results. So I disagree that they've been flat. They were flat because we made them flat. We were that good on the night. Yeah, in my opinion, I wouldn't go to the extent of saying, what made them poor? Because we played well. And that's football for you. They showed up or press our midfield at all. It is one game, but doesn't change my opinion. No, we're not talking about your opinion right now. Let's stick with the fact that we played really well. I still haven't changed my opinion on Pochettino where I am currently. But my point is this: I don't think we should look at that performance and say, yeah, we beat them because they didn't show up. I don't think it's okay, man. Come on, give the team credit. We were excellent on the day. And you can't. Nobody again. Let's say they had 4 or 5 players out. The argument right now would be, yeah, we beat them because they had 5 players out. Let's not try to find an excuse and ruin it for ourselves. Let's enjoy it. We beat them. They are a top 4 side. That's how I see it. But let's see. Thank you. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. People who saw Madueke kill it with Enzo. He was excellent on today. I've always known there's a good player in him, and hopefully he stays. And I like it that the manager's starting to like him. He's improved defensively. But please, let's keep the topics aligned. Otherwise, I'm going to skip whatever you have there. I remember winning games in cups brings us more revenue and a proof that our sponsors, and a proof that our sponsors are still Chelsea. Okay, that's a bit jumbled up. Sorry. Let's see what else we have here. Good afternoon, everyone from England, UK. So every other person, okay. Okay. No, coach. They didn't impress at all. How could you not? It doesn't matter to me. I've watched it twice now. I'll watch it once again. But here's what I want to let you know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think we don't have confidence in our team to a measure that even when we win games, we still try to find a way to say, yeah, it happened because that happened. I don't think it's okay, but that's just me. You're entitled to your own opinion. If you feel like we beat them because they didn't show up, but I say we played so well, they didn't show up. We pressed them well too. In my opinion, Noni Madueke was doing so much defensively too. He didn't do well in the offensive phase. Actually, he did well defensively too, in my opinion. Let's see. Yes, we were very good, and I am very happy. I love this guy. Look at him. That's a way of him saying, okay, coach, you win. Just go away. But that's by the way. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 24 likes. We should be doing way better than that. And that's because we are 43 minutes into the show. Please, if you're happy that we won, take a second, drop a like on the stream. It will go a long way. And quickly, before I bring on Bobby, those of you who are watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat, just know that we appreciate you. And that's because you watching alone does go a long way. But we want you to do us one favor, one tiny bitty favor, which is to take a second and drop a like on the stream for us. That will go a long way. Bobby, let's hear your review of the game. And if you're in the chat, we want to see your review of the game, and I'll read your review of the game when I get there. Bobby, let's hear you. It was a very good win, a dominant. Not really it was. You can say, if you look at the numbers, like, did I see it this morning? I think it was a bit balanced actually, but we were the better side on the day. But Bobby, let's hear you if you're there. It looks like
Yeah,
Bobby probably.
coach. Can you hear
Okay, I
me?
was thinking maybe you're struggling. Yeah, crystal clear.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm glad happened because not only does it give the team and Pochettino a reprieve, but it testifies to the fact that, look, patience is key for this team. In the post match interview, Poch pointed out, look, we've not had a team. Injuries have decimated this team. And every so often, they show what they're capable of and what the future is going to hold when this team is
Mm-hmm.
properly integrated and when they're used to each other.
Bobby, rewind.
Oh, you mean
It's
rehearsed? When the team
that's
is
your
properly,
ID. Come on now, you can't do that to me.
yeah.
And I've started using
When
that word. I love it,
when
but just go ahead.
when the team is well rehearsed and when most importantly the injuries come back. We have been riddled with injuries. I mean, look at Badiashile. Badiashile, who actually had a good game today with the Sassi. Um, he was aerially dominant. He used his height well. And what happens? He now has an injury. And even though it looks like a groin injury, you and I both know that these Chelsea injuries, they're not just a couple of weeks. We start to look at months. So he's been set back again. This is the third time he's tried to come back from injury, and he's gone backwards. This will
And he
send him
looked he looked
backwards.
more confident yesterday than than he's been in the two than he was in the last the two games before that particular game. But go ahead. Sorry
Yeah,
for cutting you off.
yeah. I mean, sorry, there were some minor, very minor quirks, but it's quite clear that his issue was match fitness, rustiness, and integration, or rather rehearsals, with the team. This is where we are now. Are we suddenly going to be world beaters? Not quite. We have to now work on, as the manager and the players have been saying, consistency. This young team have to get it into their muscle memory that every time they step on the pitch, it's a cup final. And they have to repeat these performances rather than take their foot off the pedal. Taking their foot off the pedal is a young player thing to do. Repetition of this high level of performance is what a more mature side will do. And they will get there. They've done it once. Now they have to show us they can keep it going, do it over and over again. And as the injuries get better, they will get better. It was quite revealing yesterday to see what happened to the offensive aspect of our team when Sterling came on. We lost some impetus, we lost something there. And that really is the one thing that I take away as a negative because um, Sterling is a problem, not a solution. Jackson, he will improve, he will get better. He's showing a lot of improvement since as the season has gone along. and he finally gets his goal with his head. Tactically, we were better. The midfield was more compact. There was less distance between the midfielders, and that negated the superior physicality of Aston Villa with people like Douglas Luiz and, of course, the combative nature of what's the name of that midfielder they have? Oh gosh, I always forget his name. Oh gosh,
I can't remember the
The Scots
person.
lad.
McGinn.
Anyway,
McGinn.
McGinn, yeah, McGinn, and we completely nullified that. Why? Because Caicedo wasn't left isolated. There was always one of his teammates to support him, and we interchanged a lot in midfield. The midfield was mobile, compact, close to each other, not far apart. That was why he was able to not go to the back three, centre back three to start. Later on in the game, when he wanted to do the centre back three, it was kind of disrupted by the injury to Badiashile, who you can see, he's probably come back to a full 90 minutes too early. I don't think his body could take it. Now, we kind of went back to a back four because Gilchrist came in, and Gilchrist really, although he plays centre back in the underage team, he's not big enough for the Premier League as a centre back. He really isn't, and we are challenged enough height wise. We didn't need that as well, so we went back to a back four with a compact midfield. But we lost a lot in offence because of Sterling. When he came on for Madueke, the tracking back and the support to the defence had gone, and the offence had gone. Or did he come on for Jackson? Either or, both of those qualities became missing because both Jackson and Madueke were providing that. I like the look of Jackson on the left. The false nine in Parma, well, it's neither here nor there. We do need a striker, but we haven't got one. And of course, you saw the class that came on when Nkunku came on for a little while. That long ball that he took off, plucked off the air, and trapped dead. And this is the quality we've been missing. This is a good team. This is a good team. I've always said this, but it needs time. We need to be patient. We need to, nobody likes losing. Some of these defeats have been extremely annoying, but we need to take the perspective as to where we are now and not spit the dummy out the pram. I'm so glad that what Enzo did with the shirt that after celebrating what could only be described as a
Bobby, don't give it away. We'll
magnificent
get
goal.
there. We will cook.
You know,
Bobby, don't
or,
don't don't talk
or,
about that right now. We will
or
cook Simon Phillips today. We will cook him
Yeah,
today.
we have to. We
So
have to. All three goals
yeah,
were
we have to.
excellent.
So we'll get to
And
that.
I won't talk about him, but I will sort of finish off with I was having some tete-a-tete with some of these Chelsea followers. They're not supporters, they're followers on X, coming at me saying, "Oh, I'm part of the problem because I why? Because I'm saying you need to be patient with this team. You need to understand what it takes to build." Even as Poch said, this is a different project to the project of old, where Chelsea had ready-made players. We're building from scratch a whole new overhaul of a team from youth upwards. It will take time, but of course the Chelsea followers, I'm falling short of calling them trolls, who many of whom I'm sure were praying that it will all go wrong last night so that they can be proved right and they can attack Poch and the ownership even more. They don't care about the team. They just care about their opinions, and they relish when the team struggles. Like this sort of reality TV mentality is what they thrive on. And I know we're getting to that, but thankfully there is still a huge swathe of the fan base that actually support the team and want them to do well, and are beginning to, because not all of them even understood, but beginning to understand that this will take time. And with these glimpses that we see of the future of the team when they perform like this, it gives them more hope and gives them more tolerance for whenever we don't perform quite as well. But I have a feeling
Right.
that those bad performances will become fewer and fewer as time goes on this season. Okay.
All right, let's keep those in the chat. The microphone. I'll come back. I'll bring Roger on. Yeah. So going to a 4-4-2, playing players in their preferred positions, not isolating Casado, and everything went as it showed. Goes on to show players are good. Pot setup was wrong. He wasn't even tested for in-game. Houston, let's talk about the win. But I get it. That's your review of the game. If you're in the chat, if you haven't, let's hear your review of the game. In the world, everyone is talking about Enzo's a free kick putting Chelsea on the map with this ownership. We'll talk about that in a bit. That's a 100 million pounds free kick. Sterling not playing in silver, not in the back. Two makes a huge difference, like I've always said. But Sterling still got on instead of some young stars. Yeah. I was expecting someone else. Expect a few flipping results. Some results against Poch is making many fans go gymnastics. Okay. Let's see anything else to address here. I want to come back to the panel as quickly as possible. Wasn't that much tactical from Poch, to be honest. Wow. Can we just talk about the game? Why did you think we win the game? It was more to the fact that Jackson drops deeper, works harder than Sterling. Okay, if that what you feel, if that's the case, and why do you, the manager probably knew that was going to be the case and started him over Raheem Sterling? If that's the case, that's not me defending Poch, but I'm just saying let's try and be, yeah, it's a bit of not just make it all about Poch. Let's talk about the win. But if that's your review of the game, that's fine. With patience, we will get result. I agree. Let's say no, it wasn't. He just put players in positions, and the talent did the rest. So him putting the players in positions, not a good thing to do, right? Is that what you're saying? That I'm not. Look, I'm still Poch out, but we have to. Sometimes we sound as if he doesn't do anything right. But I've said clearly he's not the man long term, in my opinion, and that's because when it matters, he's not going to show up. But yesterday, he did a good job. He had the cojones to drop some players that I didn't expect to be dropped. And I'll give him credit. But I'm still saying I think we need another manager, in my opinion. But some of us just do it as if, we just want to find a way to condemn him. All that talks that Poch would change his formation. I knew he would be too stubborn to change. He didn't change. But maybe he should stick to the formation he prefers and just play players and again in the positions they prefer, and we will get results. I will give credit to Bella Silva for pressing Poch to make the change. Maybe that led to her husband not playing, and we never know. Had he played, the pacey Aston Villa forward will drag him on the pitch, and he's not going to be able to cope. He changed it to 4-4-2. Yes, Bella Silva, the most credit, you could argue. And we have Chelsea Godfather in the house. I appreciate you. Thank you for finding the time to join the show. And the Blue Tiff is in the house. Thank you, brother, for finding the time to join. Coach, are you part? No, I'm not. But that's a different argument. But here's the thing. I'm not the sort of person, because I've taken my time to do my research to see when it mattered, he didn't do the right things, and that's because he couldn't. Maybe he improves. If he improves and they keep him, I'll keep supporting my club. I will not go to the extent of saying I want my club to lose, say he gets fired. But that's not the point you're asking. No, I haven't changed my new stance. I'm still there. But if he changes, start winning consistently, and I see he's learned, I may well say keep him. That's how I don't just you can say I don't operate blindly. I try to be as objective as possible. Right now, I'm still saying no, he's not the man long time, and that's because when it matters, he will falter. If I'm following the situation, if he learns how to say, okay, you know what, I think he's learned, in my opinion. So I'm just saying, let's talk about the game. He did everything right by selecting the right personnel. Sterling could have started. Mudryk, who's been in poor form, could have started too. And Noni Madueke, could have been dropped to the bench. But look how well he did. So give him credit for having the cowardice to select the players he selected over those we were too sure that they were going to start it. Every player he selected yesterday did well. But that's, by the way, we move on. Transport policy say no refunds on tickets. Poch is still a fraud, despite the fact that Emery was competing for the title. Biggest fraud. Okay, that's your opinion, and I respect that. And nice to see you all. Win, John. Okay. Lawson J5. All of you keep dropping the likes on the stream. Is that J5 or 15 actually? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along. We appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Enzo needs an experienced player around him. Okay, we've talked about that. Maybe that will make it go. That will help him even more. We have always had enough fullbacks. He even shipped Matson, who would be balling there. Okay, yeah, if that's how you say it. But this result does show we have the team, and it's been mostly Porcheston. One thing I can agree with you is that, yeah, we have a very good squad. We low-key have the best squad in the Premier League, if not in Europe, with time. Yeah. But let's move on. Rookie of the month. Let's see anything else to address here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go along. Also, the coach learns his players versatility for different roles with time. Patience is needed. Patience is needed. I agree. I'm going to stick with patience is needed for the players. More importantly, I'm going to go with that. It's needed for the manager too, but I have my opinion on the manager now, and you've heard that. And I'm not the one that the sort of person when I say, okay, this is my opinion now, I'll go design a flag and be waving it all the time and be wasting my time when I know nothing changes right now. Fans learn faster than Poch, despite a fact he sees them every day. Okay, let's see. It wasn't that much 4-4-2. Okay, I did not see that much. I thought was more players working harder. Like I said, it was pretty much all the same. Okay, if that's how you feel. When Enzo held up his shirt, shivers. Yeah, we'll talk more about that. We will cook Simon Phillips today, and I'm quite sure that was why Tebeho has to come back onto the panel. Anything else? I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom, and then I'll try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. Except if I haven't read your review of the game. Big up to you. Nice to see you, brother Mustafa. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Constantine Dante saying Gallagher plays pretty much a striker every time. A highest player, it's no different. Let's see. Okay, people don't respect a fact that everyone can have our own opinion, and diversity is a strength. Yeah, I think he agrees with that. We've addressed that one there. Big up Roger just saying greeting. It's only one game. A Poch didn't rectify several games of bad tactics because we simply beat Villa. Good on the lads though. Houston, nobody. Let's not make this about Pochettino. Let's just say we had a good game. We played very well. We not being again. If we'll start being specific, let's go with the players. In my opinion, I don't think this show isn't about whether Poch stays or goes. Yeah, please subscribe. You have to share the link. You're a moderator, so you have to get the link to your channel and share it there. Last night's tactics were really well. Tight spaces covering, pressing and Gallagher dropping deep. Gallagher was he was very good. In my opinion, he was really good. There you go. He shared the link to his YouTube channel. Go check it out. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. So whenever I get to meet him, he makes sure I drink to stupor. But I don't drink to stupor anyway. I am an occasional alcohol consumer. I don't drink like that, but at least I will take one from him. Yep. Madueke should be given more game time. Guys, got the burner and ball control, and he's very unique. He's 1 in a million given our current squad. He's very direct and can be defensively. We've seen that he can be defensively effective too. It's about him, and credit to the manager for that because he wasn't like that before. The game was already won when Starling came on. There was absolutely no reason for Poch to bring him on. I swear, Poch has a template that he uses whether we are 3-0 up or 0-0, 2-0. So you just have to find a way to blame Poch. And you and I, again, with regards to how whether he's the right manager or not, we're on the same page. But can we not make it a case of trying to find a way to almost always blame him? He's a manager from a textbook with picks, the ABC of soccer or soccer for dummies. Wow. I see you read a lot. My opinion is that we won yesterday on pure heart and determination. Also, Noni. Okay, fine. And I'm glad we're all learning whatever we say here. Yeah, just our opinions, our respective opinions. Catch those players, coach. Those players were rested, not dropped. You will see next game. Then he has a problem. And let's start a consistent 11. And then if you sense that they're getting tired, change things up. It's as simple as that. Yeah, your brother JC is now. So I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and I'll try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show, all of you. Roger, we watched the game where you've always talked about Enzo Fernandez not getting goals. He's getting goals now. And you've always been correct. But things are changing. But you didn't say it like it was never going to change. You did mention that an area he needs to improve, and he listened. That free kick, it was delicious, and it wasn't like it was that close. It was delicious, and then you can say it was a game of firsts. My cousin got a goal, a headed goal for Chelsea Football Club, and a day ago or two, we talked about how he couldn't save his life. If all he had to do is he has to do this, let's score with the header, and he did, and he came back, announced his return from AFCON with an open goal miss. But that yesterday was good, and the commentators actually. That wasn't fair. They were saying he knew nothing about it, and if they were close to me, I'd punch them in the face. Give him credit. I think he did well, and he didn't just score with the header. He placed it and made sure as what's his name, Martinez couldn't get to it, because any closer to Martinez, he has good reflexes and could have stopped it from going into the back of the net. But Roger, let's hear your review of the game before we get into looking at the numbers. And before we look at the numbers, chances I would do player ratings. We have some news items to address. We're here to cook Simon Phillips for his, you can say, him peddling nonsense reports on X. But let's hear you, Roger.
Yeah. Hello, gentlemen. Hello, everyone. I thought it was a well-executed game plan. And listen, the players executed. It's simple as that. I thought, as a collective, we played very well. Especially, for instance, if you look at Chilwell, he passed forward time and time again down the channel to Jackson, which is not his MO. You know, you had Badiashile, Fernandez, Chilwell creating good triangles. Same on the other side with Gusto, Disasi, Caicedo. You know, obviously Madueke. You know, you're looking at overlapping between Gusto and Madueke time and time again. Same with Chilwell and Jackson. Not as much though, but most of the overlapping was on the right side, and that's something that in the past few games we haven't seen that much overlapping. Conversely, Chilwell,
it's not that thin.
Yeah, well, it needs to be. Conversely, also Chilwell didn't advance as much. When you look at the majority of the game, Chilwell barely got past the 2/3 line, you know, so he was more reticent of the fact that, you know, he wanted to play deeper. I thought, listen, Bobby got it correctly. We negated their physicality by Fernandez and Caicedo playing more compactly. And also the lines between, you know, the gaps between the lines, they were much closer together than in previous games where we were dissected and all over the place. You're right, this was a game of firsts. Firstly, all 3 goals were of a very high caliber. Didn't give
and all firsts, right?
Yeah, well, to a certain extent, yeah. They were Martinez, you know, he's a very big and imposing keeper. He has a huge wingspan, and let's go with Enzo's free kick. it was about 25, 26 yards out, which is the optimal distance, a perfect distance. You don't want it anything less than 22, 18 to 22, because it's so hard to get over the wall and get the ball under the bar. If you look at Trent Alexander, he scores from that distance between 25 and 30, and you can put far more whip and power on the ball. And he did that. He placed it. The fact that actually Martinez got a glove on that ball, that's incredible, because that was top bins, top corner. That was a worldie. That was an amazing, but it's a stationary ball.
It was drifting.
Yeah, drifting. But it's a stationary ball. You know, the ball wasn't moving. So that's what I'm saying. When he's usually shooting, when the ball's moving, he leans back. He has that tendency to lean back. And that's why you see the ball going way above the bar, or it has very little, shall we say, velocity on it. But this time he was afforded the luxury of having a run up to get that velocity. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I kind of disagree with what you're saying about Jackson. Jackson, yes, has a very good header indeed, but he didn't place it. You look at his neck muscles. He doesn't. You know, like if you look at what's his name, the defender, what's his name, Thiago Silva. You whip the neck. You go from left to right. You know, and you're.
Okay. How about we stick with his
hold on.
header?
No. No, indeed. I'm not denying that. You know, I'm talking about.
Yeah, go ahead. I know. Yeah.
You're actually extending your neck muscles to direct. He didn't extend his neck muscles. He actually faced it. So if you look at the ball, he doesn't extend his neck muscles. He doesn't whip the ball with his neck. The ball is crossed with velocity, and it was a great cross from Gusto. And all Jackson had to do was put his slab head on it. Basically the power. He didn't have to add any power or anything because it was in the cross, and he guided it just by. He didn't have to turn. He didn't have to do anything in that regard. Still, it was listen. He could have missed it, and he didn't, and he did very well. He's not aerially technical, from what I've seen, and I've watched every game at least 2 to 3 times with Chelsea. He's just not aerially technical. Can he score? Yeah, he's proven he can now, but you need to see it more from him. Gallagher, yeah, he was composed. He could have easily put that ball above the thing, but he didn't. I was a little bit concerned about us defensively. The only thing that got me, there's 2 things. Obviously, Badiashile coming off injured. That was a huge disappointment, in my opinion. The other thing is we conceded.
And we haven't heard anything with regards to the severity of the injury. We haven't.
We'll be told it's a couple of. We'll be told it's a couple of day injury, and then it will be 2 or 3 months probably. That's our MO. This is the 3rd time he's been injured this season. So, and then therefore it's going to be the 3rd time he's returning from injury. I'm not sure whether he was fully recovered or not. I'm not sure whether this was game management, man management, where he should have not, because most of the injuries usually occur after the 70th minute, and his was like, I can't remember what minute. It was like 74th or something minute. He basically, yeah, I'm not sure. Petrovic, I feel sorry for him because that was a well taken goal from their chap, but what was it, Diaby, I think it was. I would like to have seen us have a clean sheet. That means a lot as a keeper, and as a defense, it means a lot to keep a clean sheet. That didn't transpire. Other than that, I thought, listen, you win as a team, you lose as a team. I think the coaching staff got it right, the formation, and without the ball, we're 4-4-2. So you're looking at Gallagher and Palmer up front pressing, and you're looking at a more compact midfield. You're looking at Jackson stepping back and Madueke stepping into midfield to form that 4-4-2, so that we're more compact in the midfield, and that's important. In the pressing, I thought this is the difference. Jackson, Gallagher, Palmer, pressing. They were pressing machines. They were awesome. You know, Gallagher
was effective,
highly effective. And yeah, I kind of agree with what you're saying. We made them look flat, but then again, I got the feeling that they expected Chelsea. All they had to do is show up, and they were going to beat Chelsea. I thought that,
which is I did talk about that. They came into the game with the mindset. Look how they've lost 2 games in a row.
Yeah,
We've beaten
and
them,
poorly.
definitely.
Right. I don't think I think they were under the mindset. I don't wish to disparage them at all, but I thought they were perhaps in the wrong mindset. They didn't take us seriously enough. They thought all they had to do was show up and they were going to win. And we showed up. We were amped. We were This dismisses any notion to say that the coach has lost the locker room, because these players showed up and they played with passion and intensity. The mindset was different. So
whether you think it was for the manager or not,
or for themselves, whoever, as a team. And to be honest with you, coach, listen, you probably got a hell of a deal on your ticket, but as I said, I'm telling you,
the bus ticket, right? The watch out bus ticket, to be specific. Okay, go ahead, Roger.
It must be champagne ticket. You must have.
They nearly didn't let me in. They weren't too sure whether I was for them or not. They actually suspected this morning that I flipped. But go ahead.
No, they comped you those tickets, mate. Listen, the manager / coaching staff are going to get way too much credit, for a win, and they're going to get way too much blame for a loss. It's that simple. The players executed. They converted. They were more clinical. They took their chances. They were more aggressive. They didn't, shall we say, presence defensively to our opposition. And once you do that, once you complete those two aspects of the game where you are more clinical and you are, shall we say, more disciplined defensively, this team has the ability to beat any other team on any given day. And it's, as I said, once that whistle blows, it's up to the players to execute. And that's what they did. It has nothing to do. Listen, did Pochettino have anything to do with that free kick by Enzo, or that header by Jackson, or that shot by Gallagher? No, he wasn't on the field. It had to do with execution. You know what? Enzo could have ballooned that ball 20 yards over the bar. Gallagher could have easily have missed that. Jackson could have easily missed the target. And guess what? We could have lost 1-0. Then we'll be saying he has to go. It's irrelevant. It's all about execution.
And then it wouldn't matter how well.
Yes, exactly. And that's been our MO throughout the whole season. This is the example I'm trying to give you. Yes, the manager is important, or head coach, however you want to term him or her. But it's the vast majority of the game is based on execution, or lack thereof in some cases. That's my whole logical approach to this.
All right, let me catch up. Then we get to addressing the other items we have lined up. Then before we get to the game again, this is saying the players needed to keep this standard through the game. So inconsistency has killed us this season. We have a lot of young players, and kids will always be kids. That will change with time. When, I don't know. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I know Chelsea Godfather. Okay, just having a conversation there. 10 days actually. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. 42 likes. We should be doing way better than that. Now, coach, the ball just hit him in the head, in the face. It doesn't matter. At least he was there. Give him credit for being there if that's what you think. Let's see anything else. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We are in 11th. We can improve. Let's see what else we have here. Again, let's talk football and not emotions. Waston Porter, so you were Porter in as well. Let's see some position last season. Let's see anything else to address. Coach, the only reason why Jackson stepped up his game is because we are close to Valentine's Day, and he's trying to. Look at me. And I started reading that with all my energy, thinking he said something important. It's all love, no wahala. All love, yeah, exactly. Let's see what else we have here. Anything else? Not being critical of the players. Did you guys see how many crosses, cross attempts we had where no one arrived in the box? Wow. Okay. Let's see anything else. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom soon. That's because I want to change topic. Sorry?
You don't buy
that one, right?
I've watched the game 3 times. I wouldn't say it was a glaring issue. No, most of the time, most of our times, I don't know what game that gentleman was watching, but no, most of the time when it was a cross, there was people in the box. I'm just watching one right now. Oh, it's the one we scored. There's two,
and some
four,
they cut it off.
five,
The Aston Villa defense stopped the crosses
yeah,
from getting to its intended targets. Yeah.
I think for virtually every cross, there were players in the box. For instance, when we scored our first goal, there were 6 or 7 players in the box. So I don't get it. Yeah, I'm sure there was occasion, that we crossed the ball and it didn't get to our players, of course. But that doesn't mean that we didn't have any players in the box. No, no.
Yeah, at least Roger can see Jackson's ability. Give him credit for that. Roger critical of Jackson.
We should.
Yeah, we should. Roger critical of Jackson's neck muscles.
No, but it's the truth, though, guys. Come on.
No, it is. You're not critical of his neck muscles. You were just explaining something. But Constantine Dante. As long as it is you, it is war. Right?
It's because if you look at Silva's goal against Wolves, you're looking at him guiding the ball with his neck muscles. This chap didn't. But then again, he did what he had to do. It's that simple. He executed very well, and you have to give him kudos for that. But to say that he directed the ball or redirected the ball, I should say, he didn't redirect the ball. He directed the ball because he didn't use his neck muscles to do that.
Okay. I was saying what I said was that he placed it a bit. Maybe I need to see it again.
No, watch it again,
was immense. Coach. Okay, I will. Madueke was immense yesterday for me. His tracking back was spectacular. The first, and he was effective at it. And his pressing and runs made the complete performance. Maybe that has always been what the manager was waiting for, to trust him, and I think he would trust him even more right now because that was an important game for him to start. Cap Jackson has 6 goals in 13 games, which isn't bad, not bad at all. I think the issue is that he's missed quite a lot. The defensive stance by Disasi at the 69 minutes, where he made 2 tackles inside a minute in the box, including the slide tackle. He needed that confidence. I think he's been one of our best defender this season. Best defenders this season. Indeed, Roger, we played as a team yesterday, a compact team. Yep. Let's see what else we have here. He has the same amount of goals as Nunes, and if Nunes wins February, we are gonna be having worse. Let's see what happens. It does not dismiss the notion that he has lost some of the players. I think I'm not with you on that one. Let's see if he's lost players. We'll find out on the pitch. But what we saw yesterday dismissed any argument that he's lost the dressing room. Yeah, whether you think the players were just performing because they want to win, I'm not sure how else to argue against that. We're still verifying, Coach. Yeah, my ID. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because you guys aren't too sure whether I'm for you or not. Still under evaluation. If you think I don't know, it doesn't dismiss the notion that the staff has lost the locker room. It's one game where the players could have just wild themselves. It's one good game we've played again. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you're wrong too. Coach, it is bad news for new bus companies' ticket sales. The timing seems to be challenging. Okay, we'll find out what happens. Coachy, Bobby, JC, and Dante, I got to run. I was loving chatting with you. It was lovely. Okay, chatting with you guys. See you next time, brother. I hope you're doing well. And please do join whenever you can. And you don't need to ask me. Share the link to your YouTube channel. You're a moderator here, which means you have the right to do that, so that people can go check it out. Let's see, Rivera, people having good conversation. And Bill Antoniadis, nice to see you again. I don't know if we've seen this new year, but nice to see you. He says, and the ball was moving from the back line. That's why Silva has to be on the sideline. I said it from the first 5 games. Whenever the ball goes to Silva, the game stops. Okay, you could be correct, but I think otherwise. There are other reasons why I think we should learn to play without him. I'm happy that we won. I need to know why we won. What did Poch change? He selected the right the right you can say personnel. Plus, he was the one that chose what structure to go with and how to approach the game. Whether you think he should stay or go, did he just get lost on the way to the pre-match training session and the assistant managed the session? You're going there. Let me just say that you're going there. Watch it again. I literally sat and watched 4 crosses before the 28th minute. Okay, I'll look at it again.
I'm watching it now. It's no basis.
Okay. Yeah, the fan okay who greeted Poch Tim Arrival made some news. What happened? I don't know. I'm sorry, but I have learned not to get my hopes high based on one result. This team is just too inconsistent. I really don't know why why is everyone suddenly cheering them?
That's a sign of youth, coach. That's very
and we have said that 1,000 times, haven't we, Roger?
Yeah, that's what you
where
get.
I have to, yeah, exactly. And where I say it, I usually say it is this: we have a lot of young players, a very young squad, and kids will always be kids. Yeah. So it will take time, if that makes sense. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and then I'll try to get to subsequent contributions in the chat. Benjamin Chilwell to the opposition box is what a moth is to a ray. I don't know that saying. Probably
a moth is a flame. In other words, suicide.
Oh, okay. It was a miracle the Poch managed to stop him playing left wing by default. Okay, let's see. Anything else to address here? Let's see, coach. Read out those neck muscles. Just go. Wow. I would rather be on the Blue Morning Show anytime, anything than anywhere else. All I ask is the energy to always be here when I want to. The fans were fantastic. We need to stop thinking we are the Chelsea from the last 20 years, because we are not that Chelsea. We need to move on. Not move on. Just tell us, we will get there. We only need time. Don't just focus on telling us we're not the Chelsea of old. Even though you're saying the truth, just remind us we'll still get there. Maybe he said that. I haven't watched the thing. Yeah, coach, of course, you're skipping my neck muscles comment. I don't want to read everything. Here's where this can be annoying, especially on days when we lose games. I'll be reading everybody's opinion and reading stuff that's not reflective of my personality, and that can be exhausting. It's more like punishment, but I just have to do it. But I've learned to handle it in a better way. What question did you ask Roger again? Can you repeat it and I'll highlight it and I'll have him answer that? Coach Rashi is still clinging on to the statement, hoping that CFC on back soon. Yeah, he hopes that wholeheartedly, and I think that's the case, really. If I say the question again, okay, is this the one? Your levator neck muscle is leaning to the left, coach. Really? I don't know what that means, really, but just repeat what the question you wanted Roger to answer, and I'll be glad to read it out for him. Honorable mention goes for Gusto Reese Watcherback. Not even honorable mention. At 19, I think at most he's 20 now. He's so good.
Gusto is 20.
I think we're blessed. We're blessed. Sorry?
Gusto is 20.
He's 20. Yeah, at 20, he's playing so well. If you don't know how old his age, you think he's older. But every now and then you see stuff that will show you, yeah, he's still inexperienced to a certain. But he can only get better, and I'm glad we signed him. In all honesty, he's an excellent player. Let's see. Big up to you too, Prince Mohaz. Chelsea won and Nigeria won. We are in the finals. I beg. I cannot ask for more. Same here, brother. I day happy as much as you day happy too. As Roger, ask Roger, what exact neck muscles did
as I'm saying,
compared to Silver's Chappie's use? I'm not reading that, Roger. You go ahead and read it yourself.
He didn't redirect the ball. That's what I'm trying to say. He directed it. If you can understand the basic concepts of the English language, then you will know that he didn't redirect it, he directed it. In other words, he didn't use his neck muscles to redirect it. It's that simple. You can be as facetious as you want to be. It's up to you how immature you want to be. But technically speaking, to be pedantic, he did not redirect the ball. That's a fact. It's that simple. I've seen it maybe 12 to 15 times. So my eyes don't lie.
You think Constantine understand that?
No, it's up to him. It's up to him how he wants to.
I think he
no. If he wants to interpret, it's that simple. It's an observation based on fact. So, voila.
All right, 20 years of pain on another team, and if we are back in 2 years, it will be painful to those teams who are in a 10 years project. I think they're actually not happy with us right now. We're actually doing much better than they believe would be doing. What he did running down the left to get that foul took the absolute what? Okay, let's see what else we have here, Coach. Gusto must be good at brilliance. That's a game I haven't played in my life. What a shot for the goal. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with 52 likes. We should be doing way better than that. Let's talk about this quickly, Roger. The pundits and they were downplaying our performance on the day.
Yeah, of course.
So, do you have anything to add to that, or you just don't care? They're full of it.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's normally the case, isn't it? That really is. It's, that they're like, for instance, on ESPN, they were basically saying that, Villa were flat and we came to play. Well, I think that to some extent, but then you can say, well, you know what? Liverpool came to play, we were flat. I didn't hear that analogy. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. It was all
about how much you spent.
Yeah, exactly. All they measure is, well, you spent $1 billion. Well, we sold over 330 million also. So the net spending is less than $1 billion. Far less.
Sorry, apologies, please. Once it gets to deducting how much we made from sales, they don't know mathematics anymore.
Yeah, well, and you have to understand, Chelsea Football Club, since the Premier League started in 1992, Chelsea have basically garnered more money from sales of football players than any other team, period. So we've raised more capital from selling players. They can see it however
they want to see it.
Yeah, exactly. There's, you just have to accept it and walk on. It's that simple.
Yeah. What do you think about the left wing? Who should be the number one there? Sterling, Mudryk, or Jackson? I think his thing is difficult to say. Jackson can fulfill that. What's his name? Jackson can fulfill that role, and I think the manager will prefer Jackson. That's because he's capable of playing centrally too as a number 9. But if we're playing where we need in an area we need more pace, maybe Mudryk, but Jackson offers more. If you've been paying attention. So Roger doesn't know then which muscles. Sorry, Roger, I don't do simple. You need it to be more specific, so I need to know which muscles.
No, I knew you I don't need to do anything. I only need oxygen and water, technically. So I'm being pedantic here by the definition of the word need. Okay.
All right. I can't lie. Jackson and Chilwell did beat, but they must remain disciplined. And then I would give them those positions. Let's see. It's up to the manager. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Even Craig admitted on ESPN that Chelsea played well. A lot of them did, but only one of them, I can't quite remember his name, that was saying Aston Villa. They were just flat. I couldn't believe it. If it was close to me, I'd punch him, really. Noni played a bit too well. He will be rested next game. Yeah, I know where you're going with that. So, Coach, is that the team going forward? I honestly don't know. But if I were the manager, I'd play, again, a consistent 11. Result is what we need. And if I sense that any player is getting tired, change them. We don't have the luxury to chop and change. That's because we're not rehearsed. We're not properly rehearsed, in my opinion. Let's see. It's a happy family today. What a game. It's good to be clicking so close to the final. Coach, if we end up in the quarterfinals or end up with the trophy, who had a better season, Arsenal or CFC? As long as Houston, they don't win anything and we win one, it doesn't matter whether they finish in top form within. Uh, you know the banter, how banter works. So Palmer and Gallagher double strike ish. Okay, ish. That's a South African thing, and I don't even know the meaning. You have to teach me. I think Jackson is good at left wing. So we have three players there. A choice need to be done this summer about whether to sign one or not. We still have Morella, and he's training with the first team. Angela Goodbro will still come back because he's a fine player. Everyone played well, so we dropped everyone and start another 11. We may well see that happen. Using Palmer there still doesn't play to his strengths. He is out of the game too much of the time. He needs to play the part, but because we don't have number 9 and he can fulfill that role, even at that, he still drops deep to participate in the play. And that goes that does go a long way. Bobby, if you're there, you have anything to say with regards to pundits and rival fans alike? You can say downplaying the performance and the win, but they were the ones saying we were going to lose. That Villa that they were going to mop their stadium carpet with us because they've been playing well. A lot of people after that home draw thought, yeah, that's it, we're done. But Bobby, if you're there, let's hear you before we go start addressing the items we have lined up. All right, looks like Bobby is struggling with his audio, with his whatever device he's using. If it comes on, we'll let him speak. Gallagher is still the 10, but he just presses more forward. Been doing that for a long time, but all I have to say, he was good yesterday. Yeah, he did really well yesterday. Arsenal Disasi will be 26 on the 11th of March 2024, and he played well. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's start addressing with the items we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 52 likes. Let's see if we can get it to 100. We haven't done that in a while. So the first item here is a Laurie James has been named.
Coach.
All right, go ahead, Bobby. You heard the question?
Yeah, sometimes whenever you say, "Oh, don't talk about this thing. We'll talk about it later," we don't talk about it. I'm going to go back to Enzo and what he did at signaling that he has no.
That's what I'm saying. That is lined up here. That is lined up on the
lined
tabs.
up where?
We're not going to
when?
forget it. Let me show you. We're not going to forget it, Bobby. And there's a reason why it is a standalone here. But if you want to talk about it, you go ahead. It is
I'll wait for you
here,
because
and it's still loaded.
Because the guy that started that nonsense deserves to be seriously exposed.
Yeah, we'll cook him. We're here to cook him today.
But going back to some of the things that you've already said, you see, this team is, as I keep saying, in development. They've shown what they can do yesterday. Will they be consistently doing that? Well, that's the big question. That's what we have to work on next, or rather the coaching staff, getting them to consistently do that. But patience is the name of the game. Now, I'm just hoping that they reserve this form for the cup final because they're going to need it. But they've shown their capability. Everybody now should say, right, we know what these guys can do. It now is a matter of them to keep doing it. Will games change with the opposition? Yes. Can we stick to the same team? Well, Badiashile getting injured has already put an alteration to that. I think we need to make some big decisions because I would rather see Angelo Gabriel come back than see Raheem Sterling being given regular starts. It was staggering, the difference and the lack of momentum that occurred when he came on. Even Thiago Silva, his age is showing, and as fantastic a servant he's been, the slowing down of the pace of the game from the back and the pondering on the ball is something that only started again when he came on the pitch. We need to make note of these things and realize that, look, sometimes we've got young players, um, and the older ones that we have are not necessarily doing them any good. So just use them for who they are, and they will show you what they can do. Look at Madueke. He played like a demon yesterday. Why? Because he was pumped up, he was motivated, and he was challenged to do what he can do. Now, can he do that every week? I don't know, but this is a start.
Yep, thank you so much. Let's start addressing the items we have lined up in the Bipala City and pool game. I'm not concerned. Let's take it one game out there. At the time, saying it says yesterday's win clearly proves a fact that Chelsea are a really good team on paper and just lack consistency and mindset in their players. Wow. I don't know how you pronounce your last name. Let me just go with saying that's an excellent contribution there. I agree with, again, I've always known we have a good team. We need time and all that. Let's see. Coach, please. Coach, did you notice that all the midfield passes were progressive? None of this sideways recycle the ball tactics. I need to know what changed. Poch, even though you and I are still on the same page about how I feel about whether he's the man or not, given his tactical ability, give him credit. Him, because I don't think the players just decided to progress on the ball. It was him. Probably told them, look, this is what I didn't like in the last game. It was him that made sure Casado wasn't isolated. Even if you think Casado had a conversation with Enzo Fernandez and say, please always, you can say, make sure I have an extra pass on lane if they gang up on me and all that. Was Poch not feeling well? But I get the joke there. But thank you, bro. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 53 likes. Let's get the likes up. We can do much, much better. He just wanted to unsettle the brother. Yep, let's talk about Lauren James. Congratulations, sir. She's been brilliant for the women's team. Lauren James has been named the Barclays Women Super League Player of the Month for January. Congratulations, LJ. I like that name. Just one more L and it'd be LLQJ. Let's see. Noni Madueke, the initials I like. No, will be a 22-10 match. Okay, thank you for that information there. When it shall be, Leighton, tell us. We want to know. I wish Noni could bag. Again, he needs to play. With Roger and I have always argued he just needs to play. Same argument for Motric. These kids need to play. You need to show them you trust them. That will go a long way. Who also had a lot of space yesterday to run into. He doesn't even need space because he can run at players. He likes to take on players. He's very direct. And you can say that's the only player we have in the team that does that and does that effectively. Villa played directly into our hands. Fine. Yeah, the manager did his homework and we won. We also had a lot of spaces yesterday. Okay, yeah, that's a good one there. I always defended the Stalin because everyone was saying on X on him, but now I realize it's useless. Nicholas Jackson will be 23. Okay, thank you for that. I need to know their birthdays actually, because I developed a template for saying happy birthday to all of them. Stalin just needs a coaching on the Roger. Needs coaching on the Roger. He was young, hungry, and aggressive, and had Brendan Rodgers. And had Suarez and Sturridge as mentors. Pep literally micromanaged everything Stalin has done to get the best out of him. You could argue that because Pep micromanages, except for in the final third, maybe, in my opinion. Here's the thing: Stalin is the sort of player, the more he has to wear, the better he'd be. He's not the type of guy if you put the responsibility of carrying the team on him, you'd be disappointed. Yeah, they can be too selfish at times. Thank God Diaby came on the 75th minute. You're super direct. Yes, super direct. Mattress Trent TV, nice to see you. Trent TV up. He is. Manager did his homework. A good one, coach. I would say that. That's not to say I've changed my stance until again, there's so many stuff I need to see change. And believe me, from what I've seen, I don't think he's here a long time. It take a lot for them. Let's see what happens if he stays fine. I'll take, which means he's doing well. But let's see. Rogers do know a thing or two about Stalin. You can ask Roger. Our Roger knows the opposite side of everything that Roger that BR knows. But RP Roger Pop, you don't want to hear him talk about Sterling. But if Sterling does well, he gives him his flowers. Banwell Badishile 26. Okay, thank you for those dates. Some good updates from Rich Money Makers or Leighton. The problem with Sterling is we know he cannot use his experience for the young stars, but also he's not even performing well. Yeah, attempts unnecessary dribbles and also loses the ball. Yeah. South Stalin and Biosimem. Stalin won't be easy except if the Saudis come calling. I think they're the only ones that can, you can say, use them as a brand enhancement signing, and it can afford his salary because Stalin is big. If they sign him, they get you can say they get the attention of Jamaicans, where he's originally from. And then you can say he's British Jamaican. Let me just put it that way. And if he again, and then some followers, British followers, will also, yeah, that like him, will also start following the Saudi. Is it Super League? What is it called again? Let's see what else we have. Stalin should require less training instructions after 12 years of playing professional football. He should be carrying the team, but he just cannot. He just cannot, and you know that. Chelsea should buy Vlahovic. I think that ship has sailed. It's not going to happen. Anybody here want to say anything about Lauren James, or should we move on to the next item? I think the next one, Butch will be, Bobby will be the one to start speaking. Yeah, 53 likes, people. Let's get the likes up. We should be doing way, way better than that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Anything else to address here? Noni really did well. He did well, and he was trying to take a shot every time he got the ball and wasn't too selfish. He didn't dwell on the ball too much. What do you think about Mudryk? I think Mudryk is a good player. He's just low on confidence now. If we're being truthful to ourselves, again, it's a player I knew before he joined us. Vlahovic won't be here. I agree. Nyak, nice to see you. See Nyak 24. Stalin can still contribute, but he's no longer a starter in this team. Good luck. Let's see what happens in the next game. Mudryk is clearly not ready so that's Stalin's only evidence. Saving grace. You could argue that. We have to build around Vlahovic. That is if he comes. I don't think he comes to Chelsea. Petrovic has been excellent for us. Let's see. Let's move on to the next item we have lined up, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let's go. There you go, Bobby. We have you. Two things here. One, who was that? One pundit said that is talk about over celebration. What does that mean? I didn't understand. I was like, what is it? Is that how much they hate Chelsea Football Club? Over celebration. What is that? I just don't understand that. We won a game. We beat a team in the top 4. It wasn't like they fueled that their second 11. It was their starting
11. Yeah, after everything we've been through as a team. Yeah. And it wasn't an over celebration.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Enzo was clearly responding to the antagonistic rumors that were going out about him, which were quite offensive. You know, these Chelsea trolls, really, it has to stop. I don't care whether they're trying to sell themselves as journalists and things. Why is it only and always Chelsea that is fashionable to target in this way? You know, some people make it their existence to look for anything to throw grenades at Chelsea. You know, that was a malicious thing about Enzo. Plain and simple. That was malicious. The intent was malicious. The intent was to sow seeds of discord in the team. Even Pochettino came out and said it. He said, "Look, yeah, we're professional. We can deal with it, but it was meant to destabilize the team." So even he is now talking like Mourinho spoke before him. Simon Phillips, as I told you, about 10 years ago, he blocked me from Twitter. Why? Because I challenged him. He's been doing this for a long time. I challenged him way back then about something he was saying, which was absolute, if I may use your terms, horse doo doo, complete garbage. And he couldn't stand it. You see, these people, they don't like people like me that come out and defend the club and expose their agendas. And he blocked me. He's the only big account that's actually done that, because I think each and every single one of them, there has been a time I have at least challenged them once. Even Simon Jacobs, Ben Jacobs, who I actually like and have some respect for. I can remember back in the day there was a time that I challenged him. We need to keep on top of this. And then we also have what I call pollutants to our fan base, who swallow all this thing up and run with it and start to push it as well. Oh, Enzo wants to leave. Oh, get rid of brigade. Get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of Gallagher, get rid of everybody from Chelsea that looks as if they're doing good for the team. I'm glad Enzo did what he did. It wasn't an over celebration. It was a clear statement that he's with us. He knows there's a project. He's in the project to the end. And he's a major part of the project, as he showed yesterday. He is very instrumental to how this team is going to be going forward. So, it was basically Simon Phillips and the likes in your face. This is exactly what that celebration was about.
And he didn't just show his shirt, he was pointing, I'm staying here, I'm not going anywhere. And
Yeah,
it was a clear message.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
here's where, again, um, you can say there's a pattern to the what Simon Phillips does. I think for him, I think it's about the clicks more importantly.
I don't know what it's about. I think we may be being a little bit too soft on him by saying that. It's about the clicks and all that. I think there's some more malice in it. Some people enjoy problems. They enjoy throwing grenades, and Chelsea's just one of those teams that you can do that with. I don't know who he supports, but I don't look at him as a Chelsea supporter, that's for sure. Um, you can tell the Chelsea supporters. I remember back in the day when I would go on Talk Sport. There were a few of them there.
Ali McCoy's.
No, well, Ali was no Chelsea fan, but Sam Matterface most certainly was, and you could tell from the way he spoke. And Talksport was and still is very anti-Chelsea and
Yeah.
very pro-Liverpool. But you see them. I won't even mention Jason Conde because he's Chelsea through and through. If you support the team, there are certain things you won't do or say to hurt the team, regardless of what your trade is or how you earn your living. You don't have to do that. You don't have to tell lies against the team, something that you know will be detrimental and will create problems. You don't have to do that, but he does that. So I have my doubts about him. I really do. And anyone else that pushes these overtly troublesome negative narratives against Chelsea, there's no need, and they're not true. This is what makes it worse for me. The fact that they are blatant lies. It took Joe Romano to go in and actually help dispel that horrible lie. And one thing, some of these people, they attack Fabrizio a lot, but I have to say, for a neutral and a foreigner, for that matter, he doesn't subscribe to these malicious attacks on Chelsea. To the contrary, he often, whenever he posts, he looks to post things that are supportive to the club, and he's no fan and he doesn't have to do that. So I don't think there's any hiding place. That guy needs to be exposed for what he did without any empathy or prejudice. I'm not saying totally destroy him from plying his trade, but try to shame him for telling lies.
Yeah, I think he should be called out, and he didn't apologize. He just you say, I think he quoted what tweet, what post. I think more like him correcting what he said, but I think he should apologize for that because I'm quite sure he's smart enough to know that that was absolute horse dung in my opinion, but decided to post it anyway just for the clicks, and it's dangerous. And look what this guy has done. This reads Enzo Fernandez agent Uriel Perez. I really don't understand why reports came out of nowhere about Enzo planning to leave Chelsea. And the second part reads, "We know the plan of the club, plan of the owners. He's happy and wants to stay." And we've talked about this severally. How everything that these kids have said reflect the fact that they were well briefed. Probably they knew it was going to take time before signing,
Yeah,
and they
good.
wanted to come.
I'm
But
so
still,
glad.
Simon Phillips, I don't know. We talked about also how after the game he's just posted that Gilchrist is better than Axel
Yeah,
Decisive, and he knew exactly what he was doing.
he does.
That's
These
not
are
me
the
saying
people.
Gilchrist isn't good or he doesn't have the potential to become a Chelsea great. But come on, go ahead, Bobby.
They stoke the negativity. Oh, is this what 1.5 billion in players gets you? All these kind of negative hits. I call them hit pieces on Chelsea. I'm glad that Enzo's agent said that because he was underlining the fact that, look, guys, be patient. The players are patient. They know this is a project. They know this is a rebuild, just as Pochettino said in his post match. This is a rebuild, a complete overhaul, a complete new direction using young players. I think the average age yesterday for Chelsea was 22 years and so many months. I can't remember.
Even lower because
But
Thiago wasn't playing.
well,
So
yeah, I
I
mean,
actually did that. It's on the TV broadcast. They said it was 22.8 years, but I have it as 23.06. And it's done to the day that in my Excel spreadsheet, you can write an equation, put in the date of birth, and it will tell you to the day how old you are. I do that for each player, and obviously
well,
I did
Roger,
it
I'm not
today.
sure.
you have to
I'm
train
not
me.
sure where
You
you
have to
got the
train me,
23
Roger.
from because most of them that were on the oldest players before Thiago and Sterling came on, the
Yeah, so
oldest player was Chilwell,
you
and
had a
he's got
27-year-old Chilwell, and then you
and
had
two 25-year-olds.
yeah, you had a 20-year-old, 22, 25, 20, 21, 23, 22, 24, 21, 22. You add that up and then you divide it by 11, it comes to 23.064 years of age. But they
I'm
said
just
it was
saying you
20.
have to teach me how to use Express.
Yeah,
So
I'll send you the spreadsheet. It's easy. So I'm not sure where they get the 22.8. Now, obviously, I'm 11 days late because one day later, that it happened yesterday. So one day each for.
yeah. Go
So
ahead, Bobby. Let's hear you
Well,
round up.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what the point of
Sorry,
that is, but
Bobby.
all I'm just saying is that this is an extremely young side and it's going to take time.
Yes.
Most of them have not played in this league before. Most of them have not even lived in the country before. All these things have to be taken into consideration. I firmly believe that in our game against Crystal Palace, we're going to see 19-year-old Cesare Casade playing in midfield, and he needs that time to be rehearsed with the team around him in a live game. You have to give this time. You have to. You cannot expect this to suddenly happen. Yes, some of the defeats have been embarrassing. Yes, they've been humiliating, but this is how these teams learn. We've always spoken about this, and now it's happening. The majority can't stand it. They're up in arms, and before it was Roman used, he fires coaches too quickly. He doesn't give teams a time to settle in. He's too trigger happy. Okay, now we're trying to give that time, but it's painful. You're going to go through points of like this, or like we've had. It's painful, and if we weren't going anywhere, it would show. But it's clearly showing that we are going somewhere. These are talented kids. They just need to mature.
Yeah, thanks so much for that, Roger. I'll come to you in a bit. When do we give Mudryk? When do we give up on Mudryk? Until the manager plays him consistently, and when he performs, reward him with another start. If he plays him consistently and then he underperforms consistently, then you can. If you argue he's not Chelsea level, then I'll listen to you. If you get my point, I hope you understand. For sure, Mudryk has no confidence, but the real problem I think is that Poch shows what his basic group, and Mudryk is an innate. That's another argument too. Petrovic looks short on camera. I don't think he's a short guy. Then I'm sorry. Yes, let's see what else we have here. We never give up a Mudryk. What kind of a question was that? Well, it's a question, and I've given my answer, so you're entitled to your own the sort of answer you want to give him. Go ahead, shoot, let him hear you. That shows something. For the Enzo free kick, I was sitting and clapping when he showed the shirt. I was on my feet. Yeah. Again, before time, I knew that the rumor that Simon Phillips amplified was absolute horse dog in the first place. But that puts him to shame, and he's not man enough to apologize. He's just trying to say, okay, this is the correct, and that wasn't correct. Okay, that's how you say it. I get it. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along. We appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. This is not even news. We all know how much we're loved and adored by the media. Yep, no true love, and I know you that's what you mean. The FA and the UK government. Enzo is just responding in kind. Big up to him. Bad boy free kick, by the way. That free kick, I don't know. I need to watch it again to be able to analyze it effectively. But here's the thing. He ended up on the other end of the goalpost, on the left side, if you're facing the goalpost on your left, but he started from the right. So a lot of curve. Again, wow, it was well taken. Let's see what else we have here. It's jealousy. Yeah, that's another way to put it. It's jealousy, nothing else. I believe that they want him unsettled. They know the bread is quality. Yeah. That's blood in the water, and when that happens, sharks. Yep. Sharks are flock. The only way to stop this is to win those two trophies and finish in Europe. It's the only way, and I think we can. We have a good enough squad to do so, but let's see what happens. Big up Kuchila and Bobby DJ. Nice to see you, brother. An excellent result last night. It's not hard. Is it, guys? I think you're asking a question there. Play the players in their right positions. They ball out. Enzo Fernandez and Casado, they were superb yesterday. Big up DJ from our brother there. Is Bobby Button on YouTube? Bobby Button? Bobby isn't Bobby Button. I'm not sure, but you can follow his name if he types in the chat. Check the description section. I think I've added that already. You will see his handle at X handle. Go follow him. Follow Roger too. Go just check the description section. You will see his information there. It's just I don't know why I laugh every time I say that. It's just opinions from these content creators. It's simple. Don't follow or read out his opinions. The person in question has 300 and something thousand followers. Some people see him as if, again, if you want anything, any news on Chelsea, he's one of those people that some people go to first. That's why it's an issue. so he can mislead a lot of people. What a free kick from Enzo just summed up his performance yesterday. He was excellent on the day. He was the orchestrator. He was the commander. Whatever other name you want to use for him, yeah, he was at that. I wonder what happened to Mudryk. I think it's fine. Nothing happened. He's just low on confidence right now. Someone posted saying Enzo is better than Bellingham. They're different. They are different. We can have them both, and it doesn't make sense to compare players when they differ in profile, and you can have them both on the same pitch at the same time, if that makes sense. So they differ. He can play the register role. He's more like a deep line playmaker. For me, Bellingham is more of a box-to-box midfielder. Yeah. When Jose won the Premier League with us, they did the same thing, and all he said was, there's an agenda against Chelsea Football Club if I speak, and then dump the Premier League on their heads. I think that's the best revenge. I am opening up to the Ukrainian slowly but surely. Yeah, the manager hasn't helped. He didn't reward him when we thought he was going to start after he showed the sort of form he should. There, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding time to join the show. The fans in this club, yeah, everywhere. Yes, let's go. And Milos, a secret for you. You were timed out because you saw caps in your comment, and you're not a moderator, so that's an issue. Let's see. I hope Poch understands that building the team around 250 million midfield, that makes total sense in so many ways. That could lead to him losing his job. By the way, where is Rafael? I think he's been banned, and I'm tired of him banning him. I'm tired. He doesn't listen. Even after in private chat, I said, just don't stop name calling. And I'm quite sure he saw that go too, but we'll still be calling him names. I know that was why you asked that. Roger again, 0.2. Come on, man. Yeah, Roger is into details, so I know you know that. We need experienced lads. We do need quite a lot of experience. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and I want to hear Roger speak, and I'll try to get your subsequent contributions. I haven't read anything from my bro Jude, CFC Jengos. Let's see what in year 2. I like what Tuko said when he said, I ain't got time, and we all know that what happened next. Because today, age 21. Yeah, thank you for that information. They appreciate that. Year 2, like in school. Yeah. Good morning to you too, Jude. I appreciate you finding time to join. Paul has sent his message to the Porch Out camp. It's not going to be the same Chelsea you used to know. It's a new project. It's a strong word. I agree with that. My question isn't whether, again, I've always known that it would take time. I've always known that some of the issues we had, you can say everything isn't on Poch. I've always said that. I have other concerns. Ben Chilwell will be 28 on the 24th. Okay, thank you for that. Let's see. Roger, I'm going to come to you. Let's talk about, Simon Phillips. Let's hear you.
I'm really not concerned. I don't pay much attention to these things. Listen, they have a narrative, and we need to accept that, move on. Yeah, do people listen to that? Unfortunately, yes. But it's an agenda / narrative, and they perpetuate that. So, that there are people that are going to hate, and it's simple as that. They're not objective, and it's not what I would call journalism. So I pay little or no attention to it. It's that simple.
Yeah, we shouldn't dwell on it. They don't deserve it.
Can I just
talking about them more means they're getting the attention they seek. Go ahead, Roger.
Yeah. Can I just say 2 things? I agree with Bobby to a certain extent about Silva, but when Silva came on yesterday, I believe we were 3-0 up, and in actuality, we wanted to slow the game down, quote unquote, time waste. That's why Petrovic got booked for time wasting. We didn't want to speed things up. It was designed by then. But I do concur, though, Bobby, but on occasion that has been the case. But I think yesterday was designed deliberately to slow things down, not just by him.
He has experience to do that effectively.
Yeah. The other thing is, the gentleman said that we had many crosses with 0 people in the box. we had 6 crosses within the first 20 minutes, with which is exactly what he specified, the first 20 minutes. I'm up to the 38th minute, and we haven't had one cross with 0 people in the box. 05:15, 3 players in the box, crossed by Gusto. 07:11, 6 players in the box, crossed by Chile. 10:19, 4 players in the box, crossed by Jackson. That was the goal. 13:03, 2 people in the box, crossed by Gusto on a corner break. 16:53 in the box, crossed by Jackson. 19:33, 4 in the box, crossed by Gusto. So I'm not sure where you're saying that there was plenty of or many crosses where we had 0 people in the box. I just listed, categorically that those were the first 6 crosses in the first 20 minutes. And I'm pretty close to 40 minutes and I haven't seen one cross yet that we didn't have anyone in the box. So I'm not sure what game you're watching, mate. I really don't. And I did this deliberately because even though I'm medicated, I'm pretty sure that I don't recall watching this game, which I'm doing for the 3rd time while I'm speaking with you, chaps, that guess what? There was no. Perhaps in the second half, there may have been 1 or 2 on the break, but you categorically mentioned the first 20 minutes, and that wasn't the case. Just being pedantic here.
Yep, thank you so much for that, Rocha. And I agree, we shouldn't dwell on the Simon Phillips thing. If we do, he's getting the attention. He's 6.
We'll get a stomach ulcer.
Sorry.
We'll get stomach ulcers.
I didn't hear that. Oh.
It's you know what? We just have to accept it. There are people like that, and so be it.
And just call them out and move on.
Yeah. Half the time, it doesn't even warrant a response. It's laughable.
But, because you can argue he's deliberate with everything he does, then knowing that people will take it and run with it. I hope the Enzo haters among some of us fans, fan base, yes, saw the quality of Enzo. Too many fans out make judgments on our players too quickly. I expect this from rival fans. Not good luck with expecting that from only the rival fans. We need Chile. Chile was brilliant yesterday. He's improved. I understand he's our left back at the moment. We needed to go into the market. Right now, I think he's good enough, and Kukurea has proven that he can be good too. Why even bring on Silva? We were 3-0 up. Just give a go to some young players. Didn't give Chris play. I think he got a chance to Stalin as well. That's the point. I think I would have rather some other player than Stalin, in my opinion. But that's a sign that Stalin was probably just being rested for next game. Bring one of the 4 goalkeepers we have on the bench. Give him a chance. Yeah, that would be something. Bear in mind, I'm not reading that out. Dante Poch needs the support of Bella. Maybe she just. Here's the thing. I'm not sure he dropped Thiago Silva because of what his wife said. I think probably because was concerned that part of Aston Villa's strategy would be to drag him. Thank you, Roger. First 20 minutes, which is what I started. After 28 minutes, we had more movement in the crosses. Okay, that's how conversation should be exchanged. You drop your opinion, I drop my counter opinion. We learn from each other, and that's why the Blue Morning Show is a beautiful show to be part of. Got to go, or bigger panel and the beautiful game. See you next time, brother. I appreciate you finding time to join. Please be careful, chat. You put in that Nightbot will it will time you out. If you're not a moderator and you use all caps, Nightbot will time you out. It was just taken out of context. Big up Blue, big up to you too. And GFC Gavin, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding time to join. Sub to our sister channel. Yep, Soccer Perspective. We're growing that channel, getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers, 45 more. And No, Roger was the second guest I had on that particular channel. We did a World Cup England starting 11. The title actually said the Rogers England Best 11. The first panelists we had on there were Sophia Talks Football plus what's this big one of the biggest Chelsea fans I ever know. I think Brazilian American or so. I'm talking about Jessica Frota. Yeah, those were the first. Roger was the second. So yeah, I will never forget that. The video did well, given that there weren't so many subscribers on that particular channel at the time. What grew that channel to 900 plus subscribers? Lineup, World Cup predictions and lineup and everything. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way, Coach. You are as well, yeah. But it doesn't mind to. I don't. It's to me. I don't think it makes sense to read it out. You get my point. But I hope everybody gets better from whatever we are experiencing. Bobby is right. As a Chelsea fan, why are you laughing, Roger?
That was funny. Go on, carry on.
But
sorry.
you know I meant it deep down.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Sorry.
Oh my goodness, I'm in trouble here. And I don't know why why what Bobby said yesterday just came to mind too, but I was able to control myself. Let's Reece James will be 25. Thank you for that information. The fact Poch selected Samuel Smith on the bench shows he wants it to. He gives youth experience. I give him that. A lot of opportunities wherever he goes. Poch was playing mind games on himself. You think so? Let's see what we have here. Subscribe. Thank you so much, Vic, for subscribing to that particular channel. I appreciate you doing that, bro. Much respect to you. Rich Scouting. Yep, he's doing a lot of work for us there. I'm not typing HHHH today for testing anything, so you don't take it and run with it. Let's move on to the next item. We have Enzo was excellent yesterday. Hopefully, we'll find the time to look at the numbers of some of these players. A lot of them were very excellent. Even Carlito praised Gallagher. He said,
wow.
Started by saying on X, yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this. Yes, then I think the issue is that he did it to an extent. He just doesn't like him as a player. I have to give him that, and he's entitled to his opinion. Doesn't even want to listen to the fact that numbers show he's been one of our best players this season. Given the manager's selection pattern, he's one of them. You can say he's the manager's most important player, not one of them. No, some people are just want to say they don't want to see without paying attention to the underlying reasons why he's starting. If you understand my point, and beyond that, there's a good player in him, and he can only get better. And he's shown he's a quick learner. But that's, by the way, we have DJ on the panel. I'm sure he's here to cook Simon Phillips. DJ, the stove is on. Put your ingredients together, cook. Much love to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join. I hope you're doing well, DJ. Thank you so much, brother. Let's hear you.
Big up, Kachila. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me at all? Because I'm on my
crystal clear.
All right, bro. Sorry, I'm at work here, so I'm just on my lunch break. So I thought I'd just come in and say hello to you guys. Listen,
you're not gonna. If your boss sees you're not in trouble, right?
No, not at all. I'm just, as I said, what do you calling it? But no, on the whole thing with Enzo Fernandez, I've never believed it from the beginning. I mean, I think this whole thing started. I do believe it started. I think it was Monday night. I think it started, or was it Tuesday? Tuesday, I think it may have started, this whole thing of Enzo. And you just have to look at the person who actually first wrote it. And then all it was everybody was just more or less following that same story. And Simon Phillips as well ended up following that same story. So I never believed it at all, because I think what Enzo showed yesterday was when he showed his shirt up to the crowd yesterday, it was more or less saying, I'm here to stay. And I think it was also to get some of the fans off his back as well, because let's be honest, there are some of our fan base out there that have been getting on this guy's back since he's joined the football club. And I think he was just saying a few things yesterday, and I was very proud of it. The guy's here to stay. He's not going to go anywhere. And if anyone wants to try and buy him, good luck to them, mate. I'd love to see how much he's got an 8-year contract. I'd love to see how much they're going to be able to afford to get him. And it's not going to be easy to prize him away from Chelsea. There's no clause in his contract. So whatever club tries to come in for him, they're not going to get any luck getting him in unless he really tries to force the move. And even then, he won't do that, because he's not. I don't think he's that kind of a player. And his agents even came out yesterday and said the same thing. They actually apologised and said, no, this is absolute nonsense. This was. And Enzo's very happy at Chelsea. He knew what he was. He knew what he was getting to when he joined the football club. He knew the team was building. And let's see. You know, that's why I don't believe any of it. But as I said, I'm not going to be here for too long, Kachila, but I just want to just go on to the game for yesterday. I thought our team was absolutely excellent, and as I said in my message, if you play the players in their right positions, you're going to see what you saw yesterday. And you know, and I know I came on your show a couple of days ago with a comment saying Poch out, I had enough. Listen, I'm not still saying that I'm happy with Poch in that way. I want to just see him contain us in the Crystal Palace game, meaning that play the same formation, play the same players, unless you got injuries and you have to make those choices and make those changes. But play that same formation, and this is what we'll do. And if we can continue doing this, you know, I think Poch will start getting a lot of fans back on his side again. And I think, you know, he showed yesterday, you know, the unity even showed amongst the players as well. And that's what the one thing I loved yesterday is the unity amongst the players when Enzo was this.
were something were enjoyable. Did we lose him? Roger, can you hear me?
No.
If you said yes, I'd ask you for your DJ. We lost your audio. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry,
I said the celebrations were special. And DJ, I want to ask you this. What if I tell you that we beat them because they didn't show up?
Who? Aston Villa? They didn't show
I'm
up.
saying, we beat them because they didn't show up.
Oh, come on. They were look at that. I mean, come on, Kachila, right? They thrashed Sheffield United 5-0 at the previous weekend. You're telling me they couldn't put themselves up for an FA Cup game? I don't believe that at all. I'm sorry.
And they've been brilliant at
Are you trying to pull my leg on this one, coach?
Your pants.
Kachila.
Just go ahead with what you were saying, DJ. I was playing. I'm just.
That's why you're laughing. I can see you laughing.
Yeah, I'm throwing the argument I've had people make at you, and that's why we're here to have fun and have good conversation. Can you guys hear me? But let's hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. Go ahead, we can hear you. It looks like he had connection issues. I'm praising Gallagher as well. He scored in 30 games. Again, in an attacking position. Also, he finally had a shot off the floor, and I think the where he put the ball in the back of the net was deliberate because he saw the position of the goalkeeper too. He roofed it a bit. I still have to see it again, but it was well taken. It was an excellent game for him. I'm still trying the best I can to see if we can look at some numbers before we round off there. DJ had an audio issue, so he had to go out. Gilchrist21 on the thank you for those birthdays. If you're on Twitter, I'd use those, but I'm gonna get Roger's the spreadsheet to use so that I don't miss any of the birthdays. Gallagher high press, he did well yesterday. He was excellent in my opinion. I didn't believe that either. Enzo not going to say he wants out. He meant he wanted Poch out. Not himself. That's a twist of that. Coach is just having a go at me. Yeah, you and I are at what today? DJ going to H place too. DJ isn't going to the H place. He's on my side. I can give you a list of people I know that are going to go to the H place. Roger, I see the link you shared. So if I copy that link, would that work?
Yeah, that too. But I also sent you a spreadsheet to your WhatsApp.
That would be the easiest way. WhatsApp will be the easiest place to get it. I'll move it to the browser, and then thank you so much. I appreciate that, Roger. Let's see what else we have here. I said Villa didn't press our midfield, and they looked flat. Here's the thing: I'm not fighting with you, and you know that. You know me so well. I don't take anything personal. And such, you can say the fact that we all don't agree. There's always something to learn, and we have a show because we don't agree on everything. But here's what I'm saying. My point is, I think we made them look flat because we played well. They pressed. I think there's a video clip I saw. The difference yesterday was that Caicedo wasn't isolated. Enzo or someone else was always close to take the ball from him. There was one that was really tight, and I thought Caicedo he was going to lose the ball at the time, and Enzo popped up. It was just simple tap. He was close by to take it from him. So we're not fighting, bro, and you know that. You know I love you. Let's see. I said you're going to H place and DJ is proper CS. I'm not going to H place. You are going to H place, and you know who mans the gate of that place. But that's by the way. Let's see what next we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. No need using that. We have this one. Ooh, it's slow. That's Enzo Fernandez with his Man of the Match award. Well deserved. Let's see, Roger, let's get you to talk about his performance yesterday. He was just special on the day. Let's hear you.
Yeah, he he was outstanding. He bossed the game. He really did. Especially the first half. He was our quarterback. He played like I expected him to. He played with quality. His goal was sublime. It was a worldie. I thought he had one of the best games.
He did well defensively too, right?
Yeah, he did actually. He pressed well. He knew when to tackle. I thought he had a very solid game. You know, he really did. I think Bobby nailed it earlier. You know, the fact that we were compressed in midfield with a 4-4-2. Caicedo was close to him. You know, when we did have the ball, I thought we gang tackled too. You know, if you watch the game in detail to see and follow what him and Caicedo did, we negated their physicality because of positional sense. Listen, he was 5 out of 5 for long balls. He was excellent. I thought he had an all-round great game. So did several other players. Notables would be Gusto, I would say. Even Gallagher. I thought Disasi played very well too. You know, there was
the Gallagher is actually the highest rated on FOTMob.
Yeah, I thought he had an outstanding game, not because of his goal,
he did.
just generally what he did. I thought I'm trying to think. You know, it'd be easier to suggest who had a bad game. I think it'd be far easier to do that.
None of them did. None of them.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it's just as I said, 2 disappointments: Badiashile getting injured and us conceding a goal. Because it's always better defensively for the defensive players to actually keep a clean sheet. They take pride in that. It's a big deal for them.
Yeah.
You know, and that didn't transpire. Other than that, I thought we had a few shaky moments. Badiashile was solid. He didn't clear his lines once in the box. He kind of fluffed on it, but it didn't come to anything. But other than that, I thought he had a much improved game compared to his last few outings. I thought everyone played well. Palmer, he wasn't on the books for assisting or scoring, but he did a few things well. You know, he did quite a few things well. It wasn't his best game, but listen, Jackson, I thought the player that was substituted, once Jackson went off, did you notice that we were not able to hold the ball up as well further up the field?
I'm going to take that again.
It's noticeable.
Yeah, I have to watch the game again once more because on 2 occasions I've tried to watch it. I slept off. But I think it was a brilliant performance. Let's look at Enzo's number. And Roger, after that, you pick a player you want us to look at.
And by the way, Madueke, I thought was outstanding.
Yeah. And Roger, do you agree that Madueke is unique in terms, given our squad, I think he's 1 in a million.
He's
other player.
He's our version of Elise, isn't he? Listen, I've watched him. The only reason why I knew about him was because watching the England under 21s, under 19s, just the juniors, him coming through the rank. I know it's against people that are your peers in age, and that's it. But he's definitely a cut above the rest for his age group, internationally
speaking. It's a special talent, yeah.
Yeah, he stands out. He really does. I'm very high on him. And, you know, the fact that he gets to the byline and can cross with his right foot, I like very much. I think Gusto or Reese and Madueke, that's a very young right-hand side part of the field. You know, it's
the future.
Well, also with and obviously with the interlocking play of probably going to be Caicedo, you're looking at a serious future. Listen, they're in their early stages of their careers. There's going to be a lack of continuity, a lot of inconsistency. That's to be expected. You know, it's a bumpy road this season. There's no doubt about it. But these players played very well yesterday. I can't think of anyone that deserves any, shall we say, criticism of any substance. I thought at the very least we were all 7s and some few 8s and maybe a soupçon of 9. You know, that's how good we were. We played in all aspects
sevens,
of
I
the
think
game
only
well.
1-8. Two eights. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
look at
I
it.
think
Just
so.
hold on. In the fourth most rating, let's just look at it. I think we had about 2 8s. Gallagher is the highest rated here. Gallagher 8.6. Wow, how many 8s here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Right back, Gusto and 8. Wow, 4 8s. Yep. So let's look at Enzo's numbers, and you pick a player. I want to see. And by the way, Gusto got an assist yesterday. That's how many in total this season?
Yeah.
About 3 or so. I think 3 in total. Yeah,
Gusto was.
or
I
4.
thought
think
Gusto
maybe
was
4.
out.
Yeah.
He was outstanding yesterday, and when you consider he had his worst game in a Chelsea shirt last week, I mean, he had a very poor game. Let's be honest. And to bounce back and perform like this, that speaks volumes for his mindset. You know. By the way, you know what's really funny is when you look at Enzo's free kick, his worldie. You know, have you seen how Gallagher reacted?
I've seen that.
That's great.
That's priceless. That's a meme
Yeah,
right there. That's a
yeah,
meme forever.
yeah, forever. What a jaw drop.
What did that remind you?
Yeah.
Consumer celebrating matches his goal.
He looks like he just won the bloody lottery. It's incredible.
Yeah. Like what? That's genuine too, and wow. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that was the highlight of the game for me. His reaction
It was, yeah. And then
yeah,
people are they're playing with it on X. They love it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a special moment.
Yeah, listen, all 3 goals were exceptional to beat that keeper, who's one of the top keepers.
They were, because he's a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, solid. I mean, fundamentally very sound. I just thought we played very well. Enzo, I thought, he was worthy of man of the match. I think a couple of other players were very close runner-ups. You know, like Madueke.
Let me
like
read out his numbers quickly.
Yeah, go for it.
Let me read out his numbers quickly. 1 goal, total shots, 2 in total. Accurate passes, 43 out of 47, 91% pass accuracy. These numbers, we don't need that. Attack, 2 out of 2 shot accuracy. That's excellent. Big chances missed, 1. Touches, 62 in total. Touches in opposition box, 1. Passes into the final third, 2. That's because he lives there. Accurate long balls, 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
And those are not like just him putting it to somebody who is in a ton of spaces.
No, those are
dispossessed
diagonals.
3 times.
Those were diagonal.
Yeah, exactly. Tackles 1, 2 out of 2. You see, this corresponds with eye test. We knew he did well defensively. Tackles 1, 2 out of 2. Defensive actions are 4 in total. Interceptions 1. Recoveries 4. Dribbled past 1 time. Duels 1, 3. Duels lost 5. Ground duels 1, 3 out of 8, 38%. Okay, that's only that, but he did well, better defensively than usual, in my opinion. Let's see what else we have here.
It's not his forte, is it?
Yeah, go ahead. It's not. No,
it's not. Listen, it's like N'Golo Kante. You know, his forte is not scoring goals. He's a majestic defensive player. That's his forte, and the same can be said with Enzo. His forte is not defense per se. But he's shown he does have the propensity to play solid defensive football. And he showed that yesterday. He had an all-around great game, as did quite a few other players. And this illustrates, as Bobby said, this illustrates Chelsea's, potential when we're all clicking on the same page. It's we can beat anybody on any given day. Conversely, when we're stinking the joint up, we can be beaten by anybody. So we just have to, commence. We have to start to be more consistency. We have to strive towards that. That'll be the litmus test.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let's see what else we have here. Coach, have you watched the game again? I tried to watch it on 3 occasions, but slept off on all occasions. But I'll take my time to watch it during the day again. Like Roger has 4 times already. I think he'll still watch it even more. I still fancy Enzo with Casado. I think both are great. It would take time, but we have to find a way to manage them well. That's according to Maya there. Maya, bro, I appreciate you staying. It's annoying when some Chelsea fans think Aston Villa was not playing well and not that Chelsea outclassed them. That's an unpatriotic mindset. Our performance was class. And please do share the link to your YouTube channel. I sent you a message saying you should do that, brother. Fortmob takes into account the kilometers covered. And here's the thing, he scored the important goal. The first goal is important. I think usually people that score the first goal, and if you win, they get a lot of rating. But overall, he was excellent on the day. Give him credit. Wesley Fofana will be 24. Thank you for that information there. Mesole out. Yeah, you don't like that, right? Yesterday resembled sports. Dembele and Wayama playing close. So Dele, Eriksson, and Kane pressing. Before yesterday, Gallagher was the only one pressing most of the time. Yeah, but yesterday we pressed as a unit and effectively pressed with papers, not just around. So yesterday was different. Good observation there, Vic. I appreciate you doing that. Have you ordered the new Potter's book? Maybe he's done that. And Kunku will be 27. Thank you for that information too. I don't have an agenda, but Madueke needs time. He's not ready yet. Okay, if that's how you see it, but the disclaimer makes me laugh, Maya. I have to let you know. Anything else? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The like Galiesta, I like that, Coach. Very eager to see how we will set up on Monday. Yeah, I think eager to see that too. Now we must not go back now. A month of difficult games. I think Poch put an argument for lasting longer, but it's not safe yet. No, he knows that. It's just one game, but I think he should pick his best players, play them consistently. Don't chop and change. Consistency will go a long way. In all honesty, I think he knows that by now. Gallagher is sold on Enzo. Let's see what else we have. Keep dropping likes on the stream, people. Yeah, he sold on Enzo, given that celebration. Like, that reaction, not even celebration, the reaction in a Pochettino team, every forward player needs to press and run. He came short at PSG because Messi couldn't run and Neymar could not press. PSG let the players go eventually. I think that's a serious argument right there. Respect for you. I think that makes sense, and I'm gonna take my time to look at that too. And this is for you, Vic. I appreciate that. That really does make sense, even though my stance on Poch, but this argument does make great sense. Was this first free kick taken by Enzo? I think he's tried two before, which he ballooned. I'm quite sure Roger will not forget that because he usually the first to say that's that and it, bro. Don't do it again. Galas was like, I wish I could do that. Maybe. And also I will never take a free kick again. What happened? Okay, you thinking that's what Gallagher was thinking. Yes, then Enzo cannot do what Gallagher does. You know that quite well. What is this? Malo Gusto, yeah, thank you for that information. Some good information there from Leighton. Also, corners. How the hell does Gallagher take our corners and some long free kick? We also get them so wrong. Poch must see something very different in training. Mudryk takes one corner kick and assist. Houston, I agree. I think Conor hasn't done well with the corner kicks. Don't worry about Vic. Let's see anything else to address here. To notice even more the performance from Casado and Enzo. Did someone see Douglas Luiz or McGee? They were, I think they weren't as effective as they used to be. Cole Palmer, okay, thanks for that information again. I cannot believe I see Palmer and Gallagher double strikers with the 4-4-2 formation. Yeah, let's see. I think it's still a fluid approach, no matter how you say it. Did anyone else notice that Enzo shows real leadership? Yep, he's a leader. You can say he leads by example. Doesn't even need to speak. So, yeah, he's shown that. I think he's a leader. Took control of difficult situations and delivered. Poch left before Neymar and Messi. Yeah, he knows that. I think Vic knows that. He said those players eventually, have been let go. PSG was back in Poch over their superstars. They wouldn't do that. Coach, you're going there. Why multiple H? What a mistake I've made. You guys are not going to leave me alone right now. Yes, JC, he's young. He's a good leader. He has it in him. Poch was animated. What would you say, Coach? I have to watch that again, and that's maybe the pressure got to him and he did more. Chances are that's the case. Maybe he needs that pressure to wake up to realize, he has, you could say, a very there's a term I'm looking for. Is sensitive the word? No, sensitive is a word. Relationship with Chelsea fans. That's a word I'm looking for, not sensitive. Sensitive will work, but there's a more specific word that I'm looking for. Easy to just go downhill. It's not stable. Gosh. What's the plan going forward? I don't know. We'll find out in the next game whether he will still be chopping and changing. And some effect. Yeah, the fans actually, the home fans yesterday, but the traveling fans, they were excellent. I think they were actually louder than the home fans when they, Roger.
Well, the first, I don't know, the first portion of the game, there was a lot of banter between the fans. But yeah, obviously, we took the air out of their balloon for sure with the early goals. You could feel that way. My favorite chant was just like London, your city is blue. I love that chant. It's my favorite one. And you heard that a lot last night.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Also, you heard it. Also, there was Roman Abramovich chants also. That was quite noticeable, which I was kind of shocked
about. The one
about.
they talked about that was so bad, but we're still beating you. I think I heard the commentators talk about something similar that was so poor, but we're still beating you 3-0. I think I can't quite remember. So, Roger, any player you want us to look at their numbers before we call it a day?
Let's have a look at Jackson. Actually, I'm really interested because, you know, the eye test, he played well. He was making lovely runs. He held up the ball very well. I thought he did quite a few things very well indeed. You know, I think he's better suited. I'm not sure. You know, we really don't have a number 9 per se. I mean,
no, we don't.
Palmer isn't a number 9, but he can metamorphosize into that position. Same with Jackson. Jackson, I thought, played very well out wide. I thought he played very, very well. Good crosses.
Let's look at his numbers whenever you're ready.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Thank you. Please smash the like button, says John. 63 likes, that's fine. Nicholas Jackson, okay, thank you for that information right there. He looks the Juxta type, possibly. Jackson is Enzo Hype Man region. Wow, I like that. Coach, look at the XG. It's a trolling again. How come? I'll look at it in a bit. So let's look at Nicholas Jackson. I think we'll end with that. I need to go help my boys get ready for school. Let's see what else we have here. Nicholas Jackson played how many minutes? 87 minutes. Goes 1. Total shots 1, so 100% shot accuracy. Accurate passes 18 out of 21. 86%. Chances created 4. Wow. I need him to be playing deeper, man. Wow, that's excellent. Attack, shot accuracy 1 out over 1. Touches 35 in total. Touches in opposition box 9 in total. Successful dribbles 1 out of 2. Passes into the final third 2. He lives there. Accurate crosses 1, which led to us getting a goal. He was dispossessed 0 times. What else do we need here? Tackles 1 out of 1. Interceptions 2. Defensive actions 5 in total. Recoveries 1. Dribbled past 1 time. Duels 1, 5. Duels lost 6. Ground duels 1. 4 out of 8. 50% not bad. Aerial duels 1. Yeah, we know that. That's reflective of the fact that it's not good aerially. But overall, he did well defensively, and his overall game excellent. I think as even before we started playing him on the flanks, I've always argued let Jackson be Jackson and we'll be all right. And I think it's working. He created 4 chances. Wow. Jackson looked like a beat weight muscle. Okay. Bobby, you wanted to say something? Go ahead so we can call it a day, please.
Yeah, I don't. You've sort of caught me on the hop because you didn't want to talk to me for so long. So I thought
The accusation. It'd be a
chill.
special day if we finish the show without you accusing me of not wanting you to talk. But go ahead, Bobby.
You were ghosting me. Look, Jackson. Jackson is showing that he's going to be very useful to us once he's um, integrated, rehearsed, and matured a bit more in the Premier League. He's showing what he can do. I thought it was extremely disingenuous for anybody to suggest that he didn't know where the ball was when he headed that ball. That's an absolute lie. He had his eyes on the ball and he guided it to a corner that was out of Emilio's reach. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. He touched it, he saw the momentum of the ball and just twisted his head such that all he had to do was guide it and not put anything extra on it because it was coming with such force.
Yeah.
I thought he took his headed goal well. And now he's shown he can do it. It's a matter of repeating it. He's going to be useful to us. When he was out on the wing, he's a lot of his play was very incisive. Trouble with him is sometimes he does fall over his own feet, and sometimes he does make one or two of the wrong decisions in the final third or even in the box. But he'll learn from that, and he will improve. I'm almost certain of it. I think he is an improved player from the beginning of the season, where he was raw, he was a bit lost, he was new and playing in a position that was like a wet late on his ankles. But now he's used to that position and he roams around the pitch comfortably. And we're beginning to see the Jackson that we paid for.
Yeah, thanks so much. I'm going to catch up with what happened in the chat and then we'll call it a day. If you cannot delegate a positioning and tactics to players who will carry them out per your instructions, a failure is on the horizon. Luis Enrique didn't even try to keep Neymar and Messi, so didn't want them. Yeah, PSG is still balling without them. Yeah, probably they'll be better off right now. They have less egos, or less, you could say, unnecessary ego to deal with. Yes, they are bad in UEFA Champions League, but they are balling in the league. I think they will improve. Enzo Fernandez, okay, thank you for that information again. Bobby not happy, not enough talking in coach because he's busy. Maya pointless. Yes, then. Beyond that, I want to say thank you to all of you. We've come to the natural end of the show. I want to say thank you to Tebejo, who was on the panel. Thank you to the legendary Bobby and Roger, two of our most respected panelists. I appreciate you both. I'm going to say thank you to all of you in the chat. Thank you to Rich Moneymakers. Thank you to Maya, my friend and brother, and thank you to Constantine Duntu. And thank you to the Blue. Again, he was in the chat. I want to say thank you to all of you once more. Vic was here. Vic is still here. I think probably I read his comment was one of the last comments I read. And JC, nice to see you. I'm not answering that question. You know the answer. Don't pull my legs. And yeah, that's where you're going. I want to say thank you to all of you. And my bro, CFC Jingles, Jude has shared the link to his YouTube channel. Please go check it out. I appreciate you all. See you guys next time. God bless us all and cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.